Oh man, what is going on, everybody? It's a Sunday. What are we at? 6:15 p.m. That's another live Sunday night stream. I'm Ryan from Mr. Mom Collectibles. I hope you guys are all doing great. I got the crew here. We might have Sean bouncing in from Hot Toys Nightmare. He'll be in a little bit later. But we got CMB from the Geeking Out Empire. How are you doing, CMB?
Excellent. How's everybody doing tonight?
There you go. So everyone's doing great. And below you, we got Mr. Don Prime, once again from representing the Geeking Out Empire. How are you, sir? I know you were
Awesome. I just
minute.
forgot to put the Geeking Out Empire on the subtext.
Nah, that's all right. People know, I think people know who you are by now. So I like the
I hope
shirt,
so.
by the way, and you're repping it with the pins too. So people know who you are. So it's perfectly fine. And then the greatest name on the YouTube platform, simplified to just Mike L. But Mike, how are you doing, man? Once again, another Jersey boy. I appreciate you coming on as always. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the bump up. In time, so to speak. Me. Yeah, man. Yeah, I moved the stream up a little bit earlier, so I figured, as long as 6:15 was good, for keep it like an hour and a half, get in, get out, enjoy the rest of our Sundays. So hope everyone's doing good. Let people trickle in on the comments. Like I said, we're just starting up, so people will be trickling in. We got some stuff to talk about, guys. I haven't been honestly on a stream all week. I missed Connors on Thursday, so I have some fresh opinions about stuff to talk about. I want to get some insight. I want to know if I'm crazy because I got some stuff to say. And I need a reality check, boys. I need to know if I'm crazy. And I'm crazy. I know I am. People said I'm crazy. My wife says I'm crazy all the time. But
hey, man,
I just have
it's not that we're crazy. It's the fact that the whole world hasn't caught up yet.
Fair enough. I like that. So
we're just above the curve.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So there's three things I want to talk about tonight, and we'll kind of keep them simplified because I know there's so much more other stuff out there, but we'll keep them kind of condensed. The first thing I want to talk about is the Hot Toys WB100. I kind of know our thoughts on the figures because I know the panel has acquired some of these figures, but really talk about the results. People have, been saying their piece about the whole sideshow thing and, threw us for a curveball on how we thought maybe we were going to be getting emails like the Iron Man and went back to the Hunger Games. So kind of talk about that. And I got some videos that we'll play as kind of background filler while we're talking about this. And then we'll jump right into it is kind of like the Flash Hong Kong exhibit. I got videos of that as well. But I want to talk about the Flash figure too, because that's the figure that everyone's been waiting for. It's been shrouded in controversy due to the actual Ezra Miller character. And I want to know if have you guys pre-ordered this or are you going to pre-order it? And does the issues with Ezra Miller sway you off? Because that has been it's been expected. Like no one should be surprised the amount of as much as people love the figure, obviously people are going to make their comments about the figure for, personal reasons or rather his social exploits. So we were expecting that to happen. So now that it's here, kind of, thoughts. And then the final thing, which I think will be a fun one. And this is a good one as I teased it, I think, in the last stream. And Mike, it's good because you've been collecting for only about 6-7 months, you said. Don, You've been around for a while, CMB. So I made a video a long time. I made a video, I actually looked at it 7 months ago, and it's frightening to look at the video because my whole display room is different. My beard was about 6 inches longer. I had the same beanie though, which was funny. But I basically want to. I made a video about 10 tips that I wish I would have known when I first started collecting Hot Toys. Now, I'm not trying to be preaching. These were tips and a video that I was making kind of to myself. Like when I started collecting Hot Toys, I made the video about a year in, and then I was like, hey, these are things I wish I knew when I started collecting. And since then, obviously, I've grown on YouTube, collected more. So I decided to do an additional 10 tips that I wish I knew. So these are just tips I would have given Ryan would give Ryan. So anyone out there trying to sound I'm not preaching to say, hey, follow this. These are just things that I've thought over the last couple of months. Like, hey, you know what? I should add another 10 things to my list. And who knows, another year, I might have another 10 things. But I just want to kind of throw these out there to you guys. And then you guys will, you guys could just talk about them and kind of get where your thought process is and expand on it. So before we get started, just kind of see who's trickling in. Insane one always first as well. I hope you're doing great, sir.
First
tonight.
To the party.
First to the party. Happy Sunday collecting family from Some Guy. Hope you're doing well, sir. I appreciate you being here. CSI Grissom, what's up, fellas? What's up to you, dude? I really appreciate you being here. Eddie Rodriguez, what's going on? How are you, sir? I hope you're doing well. And like I said, they're just conversing. So we'll let some other people trickle in while that happens.
Alright.
So the first thing, we got
Good to
Eric.
see the normals, the usuals, the great people.
Yeah,
in
the
chat.
supporters,
Exactly.
right? The real the supporters. Eric, what's
The
up,
addicts.
everyone? Eric,
Guys,
I hope
my
you're doing
brother
good.
from another mother.
Yeah. So let me back this out and let me share screen. So I want to make my piece and say what I have to say, and then you guys can. I want to. I have some comments that I want to make, and then after I'm done with that, I leave it open to you guys to basically you guys can bounce off what I want to say. So the Wonder Woman. Actually, let me back out real fast. I want to switch to a different screen. I apologize. I'm not as smooth as Here we go. So the Wonder Woman, right? So this thing was announced. We all know the story. I just want to give you my thoughts and tell you what I want to say, and then you guys react. So first off, this isn't a new figure. It's a Frankenstein. I called it, in my opinion. It's a hodgepodge of probably the best of Wonder Woman figures put together. You know, the seamless body from the 84, the armor from either the Solo movie, Justice League. The head sculpt still leaves to be determined, like what that is. Either it's the the Solo movie, possibly the golden armor, whatever it may be, whatever the head sculpt is. The weapons are from the first movie, the training, you know, it's a hodgepodge of stuff. The only thing that you could argue that maybe is original or what have you is the woven hair, you know, that's used, the different material, the wool hair, so to speak. Outside of that, and obviously it has the base that makes it a distinguishable piece. But like I said, not claiming to this, you know, being an original figure. It's kind of like the greatest hits put together, and it's got a hefty price tag, $400. You know, and people were kind of like, but it's exclusive, 1,500. And so I have to admit, guys, I really wanted this figure. I really wanted it. There was something about it. I have the 84. I have the golden armor. So this is what my third. Dude, I don't know. I saw this. I really had to have it. The D100 Iron Man was cool. The stealth suit was cool. This is definitely the first figure of all of them, these exclusives, that I really wanted this figure. And I was talking to Nate and some others that, like, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, I really wanted this. I ended up buying this figure overseas from a guy, William Wong, who is in the groups a lot. So I secured one before this went live. It says I'm on the wait list because I clicked on it. But I had one secured before the actual launch. I thought it was interesting, guys. Two things, and I'll kind of open up for conversation. Number one, I guess, were we surprised that they went with the Hunger Games style of acquiring it versus just a random email being sent out? They kind of switched it up on us. And number two, you know, a lot of people were kind of complaining, and it really opened up the whole debate again about, well, I'm just going to wait for InArt. I'm just going to wait for that figure. I'm just going to wait for InArt to come out. And honestly, I kind of think that was kind of not an excuse, but people who were soiled that they didn't get the figure, you know, were doing a lot of talking about it. They were complaining about the $400 price tag, and those who made up their mind early, like, to each their own, like, to make it very clear. Yeah, Daniel, here we go. Yeah, here we go. So the thing is, it's a good, you know, it's not an original figure. It's not original. I make that very clear. All of these 1,500 limited figures, have none of them have been original. The D100 Iron Man was a repaint. The stealth suit cap, they just tweaked the body a little bit, threw in like the accessories, but none of these releases have been original ground up built figures, if that makes sense. They've all been like, the Batman was a redo of that, you know? And so the price tag, I've seen people, you know, say about the price tag, it's too much money. I mean, a lot of it's exclusivity. And I also think Hot Toys can just charge whatever they want, because you can counter that argument, guys, and say, well, Ryan, why is Batman $290? That's a regular price. They're charging what they want to charge because they think it's an exclusive piece, and this is what they want to charge. You don't have to agree with the price, just like other things. You don't have to agree with Jazzing's pricing. You don't have to agree with other you don't have to agree with it. But the fact that things sold out in 12 minutes, people obviously wanted it and they bought it. You know, it is what it is. Now, it's a gorgeous looking figure. That's the one thing that got me, is that people are saying like, oh, this thing is like, doesn't even look like her. You're out of your mind. If you think this thing does not even look like her, you're out of your damn mind. You can respect that the figure looks good, but you can also disagree with the pricing. That's one thing that I thought was interesting. People are like really bringing hate on it, but you still like with InArt. I will bring up InArt. I think the Harry Potter figure looks absolutely gorgeous, and people know how I feel about their pricing. Like, I'm not getting it. But I can admit when the figure looks gorgeous. Like I can admit when the Harry Potter looks fantastic. I mean, it's just what it is. So to each their own. But to hate on this and start saying all this crap about it is, it's whatever. I just think that, and you guys can jump in at this point. I just think that there's not a lot of respect there. So.
Yeah, I mean, and again, some of you already know the story. So I was there prior to the thing going live on Sideshow.
Your simplified version. I know, because your story is a big,
So at first I took about a minute and said, no, I'm not going to grab it. And then at that point, I'm like, screw it. I want it. So I put it in my cart. And again, I actually had no problem. I went to processing. Now, the problem was it was processing, like the actual, after you hit hit payment, the actual payment was processing for so long. I got kicked out, but then I got an email that I was charged for the pre-order. So long story short, I called Sideshow and explained the situation. Apparently they, in certain situations, carry a certain number of reserve figures for special situations. And again, it's like 2% of the total number that they have. And again, the person I talked to, he actually looked at what happened. He realized something screwed up. And about 5 minutes after the phone call, I had an email saying to confirm my pre-order. Now, the thing is, I had to do another $40 charge. So I actually now have multiple charges pending on my credit card, but only one's going to stick. But I did end up getting one. So.
Yeah, you're not the only person I've heard with that. I think Mafia had the same experience.
I think Mafia got charged 3 times.
Yeah.
I had the damn thing I tried 8 times. Like, wow. I would literally proceed to check out, and every time I'd hit place order, it would come back and say, your cart is empty. Like, wait, what? I tried that 8 separate times before I was like, you know what, I give up. This is Stealth Suit Captain America all over again.
See, on the Hunger Games system, I wouldn't care that much as long as everything worked smoothly. If it was like first man in, first man out, no problem. But it's when you click buy and it gets bounced out or you get charged several times. Server problems are what annoys me. I'm okay with everybody diving in at the same time as long as the system works.
I was okay with the lottery ticket system that they tried. At least with the lottery ticket, there were no hiccups. So it was like you either got chosen or you didn't. That's fair because it's a random pick. With this, this allowed people who had like 80 different bot accounts to actually pick up more than one and things, and then cause the system to get bogged down to the point where it was having the same errors as Captain America. That's why, to me, it wasn't really a shock or a surprise. And then even trying to contact Sideshow customer service, because I wasn't bitching to them, but I was just like, hey, what's going on with this? How come, this is my situation. I'm not expecting anything to be, resolved as far as give me a figure, but I would just like to know, like, you guys knew that this happened with Captain America stealth suit, so why did you do it again? And customer service just gave me scripted responses and then just completely ignored me, just stopped talking to me. And after half an hour, they were like, oh, I guess you're not saying anything, so we're just going to close out this chat window. And I wrote back, it's because I'm waiting for you to respond to my questions on, like, you knew this was going to happen. Why did you let it happen again? And I was like, you still haven't addressed that question of mine. And then they just closed out the window. So I was like, whatever, you guys are of no help. For me, it was like, it wasn't something that I had to buy. I was just like, if I get it, I'm happy. If I don't, it is what it is. It's not that big a deal. It was like Mr. Mom said, we all knew it's a repurposed Wonder Woman, different parts from different other Wonder Woman just mashed together to create this one. So I wasn't really upset. And
now here's, yeah, I'm sorry. You keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off if you were done.
I was just going to say, like, and to address the price tag that people are complaining about a $400 figure with Hot Toys, but those are the same people who are willing to give $600 plus to InArt and not bat an eye. So how can you complain about Hot Toys, but then be okay with another company? I'm not throwing shade at InArt because of their price tag, but if you're going to sit there and complain about one company's price tag, but be completely okay with another company's price tag, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, like I said, to be fair, these limited pieces, so to speak, this is their start of an answer where people wanted exclusivity. How many times did people in the community that are collecting Hot Toys specifically wish that we had more limited pieces? Because there's a certain, like, I don't collect with the intention of, is this piece going to have more value in it or not? Do you get what I'm saying? Like Denobi says, it's nice to know that your figures have equity in them. Like when you get a figure, like it has value more than what you paid. It is a nice feeling to know, but that's not the main reason why I collect. Half the figures behind me, if not all of them, don't have the value that they have. I'd either sell them for the same thing or not. You know, so it's basically what it is. But a lot of collectors out there wanted limited pieces. They wanted figures to feel like, you know, I'm one of X amount of people that have a figure. I'm not saying that this is Hot Toys' answer. And like I said, you know, people are going to take what you say and kind of split it. Is this their final answer to that question? No, I don't think so. What will be is if they make a ground up original figure. You know what I mean? They make something that is ground up original. Once again, all the figures that have been done so far have been repurposed figures of one way or another. They've been repaints, they've been Frankensteined, they've been whatever they have been. And the, you know, it's to get these turnaround times also out faster. So lazy approach, I don't know, but they're pumping the figures out faster. Now, if they did this with a ground up brand new design, something we never seen before, right? Think of a figure you guys want. And they did an original design, like they released it, it's original and it's limited to 1,500. That would be something like, holy crap, that's exclusive, because like they've never made that kind of version of that figure before. Like this Wonder Woman, you know, anyone thinks it's an original figure. I mean, you're in denial about it. They've obviously taken all the best pieces of it and put it together. And also, what's the turnaround time? July to December. It's not going to hit December. It'll probably be July, August. You know what I mean? That's just what it's going to be. But the one thing about this is people complain about that price of $400. I mean, okay, cool. You missed out on it. You can go get the Wonder Woman 84 right now for $255, which I think is just as equally as a good figure.
But she doesn't come with God Killer, though, does she?
No, she doesn't. Yeah, there you go.
Nope.
So
no, 84 only comes with the whip.
Only comes with the whip and some
or the lasso of truth, I should say.
Yeah, lasso and stuff like that. But nevertheless, like I said, it gives you an option. And like I said, you know, it's hard to just, you know, the price $400. It's a lot of money, but that's what they thought it was for that. And then when you switch over to, let me back out. Then when you switch back over to, hang on one second. You have this guy here, this Batman, which I'm not totally, you know, keen on it because this DX19 is not my favorite suit. You know, for them to do the blue and gray, I would have liked to seen the blue and gray on Ben Affleck's suit, which would have been a lot better. We might have another. Oh, there he is. There's the bearded bear himself.
Bearded bear.
You're never late, dude. You're never late. You're always on time. How you doing, Sean?
You're muted.
He's doing great.
He's muted.
He's muted.
So, you know, that's.
Hello.
Hey, we hear you now. No, we don't. That was
his
mic.
Yeah, I tried unmuting him, but his mic is I don't know if he knows. We'll leave him there for a minute. How about that?
I agree with you about the suit, man. I would like to see Batman Begins in this color scheme.
Yeah,
that's my
and the blue, I don't like how it's metallic. If it was like a matte blue to match the suit, I think. And if my only two things about this is that if it was a matte blue and if the cape was blue, I think I would be like, oh crap, that's good.
See, that was what I said too on Hot Toys Hotline. I said, you know, if it would been a matte blue and a blue cape, I would have probably been more prone to wanting to get it, even though I didn't think that the Bale suit should have been picked. Plus, the emblem should have had some form of yellow in it. Then I would have been all in. But, you know, what I really wanted to see was like Batfleck suit with the blue and gray. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I didn't even get this one anyways, just because I don't think that the Bale suit with the blue and gray was right. And I do not like that chrome blue. Like, that makes no sense. And then the bat signal. Dude, I can't get over the bat signal that they showed in the background. It looks like, if you look at, you know, when you look at outdoor patio lights and you get like all the dead bugs in there, it literally looks like an outdoor patio light with a bunch of dead bugs in it. Yeah.
It does.
Dude, it's like, I'm sorry, you can never unsee it now that I've said it. I know there were people in the chats when I said who were saying they can never unsee it.
And you know, there's another one. Like those bats are probably used for Morbius.
Yeah,
because
you
he's the
can't.
only one
They
that
are.
used that
It's-
situation.
dude,
So
they
it's
are the
not
Morbius
exactly
bats.
original. And like I said, we're being very upfront. Let's see if you got Sean in here again. There you go, Sean. You might have been having some tech difficulties. You there, buddy?
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, you
Yeah.
are. You are
10-4,
great.
10-4.
Awesome.
Yep.
So this is once again for anyone's. We're admitting these are reused. They're recycled. They are Frankenstein. They are repainted. Whatever you want to call them. Like we're not sitting here like trying to say like this is God's gift to collecting like these figures. Every one of them has been repurposed for one reason or another. It's like we're not like it's the elephant in the room. So, and the thing about it is that, and we want to bring it up because I know, like I said, like there's people in the chats making comments about InArt. Well, everyone who lucked out on the Wonder Woman, which was funny because this is the kind of thing I saw people talking shit about like, oh, this Wonder Woman, da da da, and I saw people still going online then saying that they missed out on it. Oh, well, this is stupid. $400. I'm just going to wait for InArt. There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and wait for InArt. Wait 2, 3, 4 years. You don't even know what the figure is going to be. So to turn around and say it's going to be superior, for the amount of money that InArt is going to charge for it, it should be superior. It very well should be.
$700.
And like I said, I don't really want to acknowledge, but like Daniel's sitting here making comments. This is one of the worst figures ever released. Cheap cash grabs. And as he says, but well, you're not exactly giving us any groundbreaking theories here. Of course, it's a cash grab. People wanted exclusivity. People wanted stuff. Collectors wanted things that were like, I have one of 1,500. I wanted this. I wanted that. That's what this is an answer to. Yeah,
But
we're not trying to say this is an original.
To be fair, to sit there and I saw the comment where you said that this is just an amalgamation and Hot Toys is, cheating people. Well, what's InArt doing? They're taking the same character and making a figure that Hot Toys has already done. Hot Toys has done every single time we've seen Wonder Woman, they made a character. So what is InArt going to do? They're not going to make a brand new Wonder Woman. They're going to follow the same path. So literally, it's just a rehash of a character.
I'm just going to bring it up.
Be InArt's take and InArt's price tag.
That's whatever, and people are going to buy it. And it's one. Here's an interesting theory. And he says it should be an exclusive character. We've been saying that. That's what I've just been saying. If you've obviously been not listening to me, is that if they had made an original design, do another Batman. I don't care. Do another Batman. Make it original. Make it a Hot Toys figure that we've never seen before, and make that 1,500. So far, as I said, the Stealth Suit Cap, the D100 Iron Man, this Batman, the Wonder Woman. Am I missing one? There's been 4 of them, right? 4?
For what?
Yeah,
Wonder Woman?
No, 4 like limited exclusives. There's been 4 of them. The Stealth Suit Cap, the D100 Iron Man.
Yeah,
this year. This year.
D23 Turo Spidey.
Oh yeah. Once again, what do they all have in common? They've all been repurposed, repainted, Frankenstein, whatever you want to call it. And they all have had, times when they've been getting out within 2 months. So yeah, I would like to see an original figure.
To be fair, though, that Spidey was different because it's the web.
No. I'm counting these 4 that were done by like the system, like the lottery system. That whole. But
here's the thing, like you're saying, people want exclusivity. So these are variants. So again, and like everyone's saying, these are not brand new figures. These are variants. These are special editions. These are figures that either the diehards or, for me, for Wonder Woman, I first saw the price and I'm like, you know what, screw it. But then I looked at everything and I'm like, I kind of want her because not only is the best version, she has everything I want. And she has rooted hair. So at that point, that's why I did it. And I'm going to be honest with you. After I confirmed my order, guess what I did later that night? I just bought the 2-pack from the Snyderverse. So I've got Nightmare Batman and Black Suits coming. So I'm going to do my Trinity line, and I'm going to put them with Bale, Batman. I'm going to put them with my custom Joker. I'm going to put them with, Bane when he comes in 3.0 Keaton. So I'm going to basically now do my DC shelf. And again, not DC necessarily, but the core characters I grew up with and the variations.
Yeah. Nico, by the way, I've seen a lot of your comments on Instagram. Yeah. Obviously I would agree with you. This is the wrong Batman suit to attempt the color variation with. I would think it's because the DX19, the armory, it's one of those, like, it's easy to, once again, it's an easy Batman suit to just turn around and throw the color scheme on and put it out there because it's probably the DX19 1.5, the one in the armory, or it's just
Yep.
the DX19 that they're using. So yeah, Nico, I do agree with you. You made a lot of Instagram posts about that. I watched your posts about that, and
Can you see that?
And hold on,
Can you see
Daniel.
that?
Yes, Hot Toys
But
and
watch
Inart
this.
they are independent companies, but they are contractually obligated by the companies they sign a contract to make these figures for, to produce the figure that the company wants. It's not like they just make them and say, hey, just because we signed a contract with you, we can make what we want. No, they come up with a design. They go back to, say, Disney or whoever, DC, Warner Brothers, and they show them what they got. Then they sign off and say, yeah, that's what we want. Go ahead and produce it. They're not
Warner
making
Brothers
these
too,
independently. They're making these because they are contractually obligated to do so.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did I walk into? Like, when we were going to talk about this, I thought it was all going to be positive and everything. And
no.
I know I'm late. I'm sorry, everyone.
No. We're being positive. So we're being positive, Sean. So wait. Sorry. So what we're talking about is basically just doing a recap. Like did you get the Wonder Woman, or?
I did. I ordered both of them.
Yeah. So,
but I do agree the Batman should have been a different Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I did order it though.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like it. I like the bat symbol and all of what was it? Morbius's bats.
Yeah.
Also with it.
I think it looks better.
I like this Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's nice. Like I said, it is nice. Whether or not the price tag is worth it or not, it's open to opinion. Those who bought it.
Now here's the thing. Now here's the thing. I hate to say it, but this might actually be because of what it is, the exclusivity. Again, Gal Gadot, I don't think we're going to get another Gal Gadot figure ever. So, again, I'm not saying this for money-making purposes, but I potentially can see this ranging in $700 and $900.
Don't say that out loud, man, because I don't think it's going to tap out of that price.
I don't think it will either.
No,
I think at the most maybe $6.
I was going to say, FOMO, people might, it might be like 100 more and die down. I actually don't even think the Batman's going to reach any more money. Like I think I said in one of the chats. I think
the Batman's going to lose money.
Yeah, I think he'll be losing.
I think that's going to be a loser.
Yeah. I mean, that thing sat a lot for what, almost 45 minutes before it actually waitlisted.
No, it was more than that. It was like an hour. I think it was. It was like an hour or 2 minutes.
Almost 2.
I mean, because Wonder Woman was gone in 12 minutes, but Batman, he sat there because you could tell that there wasn't too much interest in getting that back.
No.
Because it was literally
it
just
took a push for him to get gone. Like it really did. It took a push for that one. But
we didn't
anyway,
know what Sideshow had for numbers for that. We knew Wonder Woman was only 300.
No. But I mean, like I said, it was the typical thing that people thought they were going to be getting the emails out there, and then it ended up being the Hunger Games. So once again, they're going to do. I hope this isn't their answer, but it's their first step forward to exclusive products where they're going to take pieces and rehash them and repaint them and do something to them, and then and then here you go, and this is what it is, and they're going to sell. And whether or not they hold their market value, it's those who wanted it bought it. That's just what it is. I'm sure you're going to see a few on the market where people are going to flip them and sell them and try to make some money, but it's whatever. It's just another one, but it drummed up a lot of controversy because people had their thoughts and opinions about it. But real quick, a couple comments in there I wanted to pull back. Some guy, he said, like, I don't care what anyone says, you're entitled to your opinion. I like it and I bought it. It's because I enjoy it. That's it, man. And what Bat says, the purpose of these two figures is basically who can put up the cash up front. I would have said that's true, but with these ones, if you were lucky enough to go through Sideshow, it was just an NRD. So I mean, but you do have to be mindful that in probably a month or two, those invoices are going to go out. And yeah, who's going to cancel? Honestly, just like we should be around the time for that D100, either this month or next month, where those invoices might start hitting people, where it's like, hey, they want the rest, that $400, and you might see some waitlist conversions.
I'll just say this again. Previously to for the phone call I made, Wonder Woman, she could potentially be dropping in 3 weeks. Just gonna say
that's very possible. It's 100% possible. It's just the window is incredibly vague, and honestly, when it's so vague, they don't really know when it's going to drop. It could be. I could see it being a lot sooner, 100%. So that's another review people had. The email for Batman at 2 p.m. It was over in 3 hours. I actually took a screenshot. Eric, you made a good point of the Wonder Woman. I got the email notification from Sideshow 12 minutes after the figure was sold out already. I actually had a screenshot. It was 2:12. 5:12 Eastern time, and I got the email saying Wonder Woman is now available. I'm like, oh, fantastic, Sideshow. Once again, your system is just just awesome in terms of your emails. But Mike, you got the Batman, correct? You didn't get the Wonder Woman though, but you did get the Batman, correct?
I actually have 2 of them coming.
2 Batmans?
Yeah, because I ordered one overseas, and then I got one.
You got the Sideshow one? Oh, yeah. And for those who don't know, real quick, Mike, I'm going to call you out. You are the lucky. I told you to cancel it if you don't want it. When Sideshow did their, what was it? Their event Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday? Was it Friday? That video Friday. That the warehouse
showcase warehouse finds. Yeah,
you were the lucky Infinity Gauntlet winner that grabbed the Infinity Gauntlet apparently by accident. Like you didn't mean to buy it, and you have a gauntlet.
I didn't mean to buy it. So what happened was the last time they did this thing, like a month ago, and I think everyone had this experience where we kept getting stuff in the cart. It would pop out. You click buy it, pop out. So we all got screwed. So I'm sitting on the couch with my wife, and I'm like, watch, this shit doesn't even work. And it wasn't working. I couldn't get it in the cart. 10 minutes later, I hit it. It goes in the cart. And I was like, look, now it's in my cart. Watch what happens when you click buy. And it goes, congratulations. I was like, no.
What would you be willing to trade for it then?
I have to think about it, dude. I started sweating because I couldn't. At first, I didn't realize I could just cancel it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh my god,
it's the life. Which version though is it?
It's the Hot Toys 1-to-1 scale.
Is it? No, it's the Hulk or Stark.
No, it's
no, it's Thanos.
It's the original.
No, it's Thanos. Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually makes me now more intrigued.
Dude, it's so. I first saw this piece, I think, years ago at New York Comic Con. They had it in a display.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
Yep. You scan your badge to win one. Obviously, I didn't win it, but it looked amazing in person. But I've just never, how sometimes like you really want something versus you just think it's really cool, and if you'd put it in your room, sure, but you wouldn't pay necessarily $1,000 for it. That's how I always felt about this thing, and I haven't thought about it since I saw it at Comic Con. And then I was like, watch this, honey. And then, no shit. But then, it's like, all right.
Did you pay full retail? That's the only problem.
Yeah, I paid full retail.
Oh, damn it.
There was no deal on it. I even called them and I was like, can you do something about the shipping? No. But they did throw in that Stan Lee figure, which is another figure that isn't that great. I mean, they're giving it away, I think, if you spend
the Ragnarok Barber?
Yeah. So they threw that in there. So...
Okay, I might trade for that, but at a full price, Gauntlet, because at some points that was going for 20% off.
It's crazy because I saw how much they wanted for it. But Don, remember that shop I took you guys to when you were here?
Oh yeah,
the collectible shop. They still have the Thanos Gauntlet there, and they only want $1,000 for it.
Yeah, I paid $920 for it, $930, something like that, plus shipping, but. I don't know, man. Honestly, then what happens is you convince yourself that you want it anyway. Like I look on YouTube, I'm like, it does look pretty cool. So
it will definitely have presence in your collection room because that thing is huge.
Absolutely. And I have a beautiful classic Avengers poster that I haven't framed yet, and it's huge. And I think it would look good as a centerpiece with that poster. So
I might also have stuff to trade you too.
Okay,
Sean's got multiple. He got doubles, triples, quadruples.
No, Sean's gonna be like, Don, I see your hand, and I'm raising you 10,000, and I'm like, I'm out.
I raised you 3 stormtroopers.
No, I'm not gonna screw somebody else over, but I would.
No. I mean, so Mike,
you didn't even get it, did you? I said I don't want to screw anybody over, but I would.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Hot Toys.
If you want to somehow build clone troopers without spending money, Sean's the dude to trade with.
Yeah, right.
He's got like 600 of them. So,
Mike, just give Sean extra
every position
crayons.
except for in the Kama Sutra.
Extra crayons. All right.
Yeah.
You can do that on your own. I'm not going to do that for you.
The only thing is, I heard that the stones look kind of cheap. But I've already got a guy that I talked to who does that kind of work for Kyber crystals. He makes custom Kyber crystals. Ooh. And I reached out to him, and he's like, dude, I would love to make those stones and make them look more real for you. So, if I can customize this for myself, it might be pretty cool. Nice.
My own custom.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I've got 6 more plus the Darksaber in my office right now. So,
dude, the Hasbro Darksaber?
No, a custom buyer sabers. Well,
nice.
CNB's actually talked about him. He bought his son some stuff, and we've done contests and with them on Geeking Out. But they're a legit part. Like they do like
they're
the
legit.
modular system, but they're
Yeah.
legit, and they always get new products, and their customer service is amazing. And you can
That's cool.
literally buy and pimp your own saber with a blade shipped for like $125 to $130.
Oh, that's great. I've gotten a bunch of Imperial Workshop, and you can get a few for under 200 from them too, and they're really quality. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
But
Yeah,
if
it's
you
my
don't want
son's
that
favorite
Ragnarok
saber.
barber, hit me up. We might be still able to work something out for that.
Sure. Yeah, I will. Sounds good. So yes, I was the lucky winner. So sometimes
Dude, that's
their
like
site
that's my
does work.
son's favorite Stan Lee figure from Hot Toys is the Ragnarok barber because he loves that scene in the movie when he cuts Thor's hair off.
Yeah, my hands aren't as steady as they used to be, or something like
Yep.
that, right?
You know what the screwed up thing is? When I was at Universal in March, they had like 50 of them in the storeroom, and they still wanted 680.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that's that's Universal. They want
Theme
crazy
park.
prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
The head
and again,
sculpt on
I've
that's
talked
really
about it
good, though.
before. When Disney, especially at Hollywood Studios in the Outpost, when they actually had Hot Toys and Sideshow figures.
Mhm.
Again, I bought Hoth Leia there for literally it was $10 over what Sideshow was charging, but I had to pay tax. But the thing is, I walked out and I didn't have to pay shipping. But that was prior to Disney canceling the in-park contract with Sideshow.
Mhm.
Yep. It's
You know,
Universal.
with
It's just
that
that because
scam-
I know what store Don's talking about because when we went to Universal on vacation, we stopped in that store and I was looking at all the Hot Toys and I was like, oh my God, these are worse than eBay reseller prices. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, the
They
one
wanted-
two over from the Spider-Man ride.
Yep.
Yep.
They have a lot
That's
of
the
Diamond
one.
Select and a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Well, I mean,
All right.
Because my
God,
son
when
built that. How you can build like the little kid's gauntlet thing, and
Yeah.
it's like you can mix and match the parts like Spider-Man, Hulk, all that. He built that there, and then when he was building it, we walked over to the Hot Toys, and I was like, and I asked one of the people to come by, and I was like, "Are these the right prices?" And they're like, "Yeah." Why? I go, because this is 3 times more than what they retail for, and they go, "Oh well, we can't help that. That's Universal's thing." And I was like, "This is ridiculous." They wanted like $600 for Captain America. And I was like, "What? This is still in stock at Sideshow for like I think it was like $250. I don't remember the price, but yeah."
Well, I'll just say this, and again, CNB knows this.
Final
because we talked.
thought, by the way. Final thought.
Sorry.
I'm letting you guys talk. Final thought. No, go. I'm stepping in. Final thought.
Okay, so real quick, CNB knows this. When I was at Universal in March, like the prices there for Hot Toys suck, except for one store. There's the the merchandise store next to the Bourne ride. They had Jor-El there for $212, less than retail. So no, I didn't now because now the thing is because I bought the 2-pack and now I have Black Suit Soups. I'm like, why did I not buy that for that price? Because at that store, they will not actually finalize the purchase until they inspected it to make sure it doesn't have damage.
You can get Jor-El for pretty close to retail on eBay. There's lots of.
But the thing was, I could have had it, and they would have not. They would have actually physically inspected it with me before they actually allowed me to pay for it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, so I want to go down I want to close out the segment that we talked about, the first one with the whole, special edition. So I want to go down the line. So for me, I got one of each. I got the Wonder Woman and I got the Batman. So I was able to get them both. Don, you passed on Batman. You got Wonder Woman. Your story is well documented in the Chronicles of 6-Scale Collecting. Mike, you got 2 Batmans, correct? No Wonder
Can I ask
Woman.
a quick question, though? Do you think he looks better in the video? I think the colors look better in the video than the promo shots.
Who are you talking about?
Batman.
Oh, I think he looks better in the video. Yeah, CSI pointed out, actually. Who was it? CSI? Who was it? I missed the comment. CSI actually said that the cape looks bluish gray if you look closely. Yeah, it does. The Batman looks better in person. I think the promo photos look crap for it, honestly. I think the video looked better. It really brought to light more of him, and it does. Like that, the cape doesn't look as solid gray as it did. Sean, you got one of each, correct?
I did.
You got both. And CMB, you didn't want
0.
Batman.
I didn't want Batman.
Well, you didn't want Batman, to be fair, and Wonder Woman you missed out on.
Yep. It had the, typical Sideshow error. because it turned into Thunderdome again.
I gotcha. So,
But it's
actually,
okay. I'll get 84 Wonder Woman and call it a day. I'm not like
make,
I don't
make
need that.
make your own happiness, my friend. Make your own happiness.
Exactly.
Action in the box. Hello, collectors. How are you doing, sir? Thank you so much. CSI Grissom. Yeah, I was muted. It's because my daughter was crying. If you hear me muted at all, it's because my daughter is being a little disruptive. So I try to be respectful and keep it muted. But I do appreciate that for good looks. Josh Alvarez, this past week has been DC week. Can't wait to see what this week brings. Yes, I would agree. It's been, I mean, to be fair, I don't know if this was like for anyone to be shocked about. I mean, the Flash is coming out. Hot Toys is capitalizing, lightning in a bottle. They're trying to capitalize on the money. They're trying to capitalize on the marketing. They're going all out for this, to be fair. So it's no surprise, so to speak. But I want to jump over, and I will make one final comment. I'm going to make one final comment. For those who, how do I say this without trying to sound like whatever? So I appreciate there's a lot of people out there making stuff. Jazz Inc., In Art, Hot Toys, Mars Toys, So-So Toys, Third Party, Poo-Poo Toys, as Don calls them. At the end of the day, collectors win. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they win. Now, we all have our reasons why we don't buy certain things, but to blatantly shit on other stuff, it's kind of like, I don't know about that. And I have had a change of thought where in the past I crapped on a lot of stuff without having stuff in hand. I know the DeLorean, I ate some humble pie with that because it came broken, basically. It was kind of like wah, wah, wah with Hot Toys. I ended up actually buying the Jazz Inc. 89 Batmobile. So I'm giving Jazz Inc. a try. I never said their stuff wasn't good. I just was questionable about the value of the product and what you're getting. But I love 89 Batman so incredibly much. I'm taking a jump on it. I know Sean has in our Jazz Inc. stuff. He has his opinions. I respect everybody's. I say this again about In Art. Their stuff looks great. And to be fair, let's call it CMB. You have the Joker. And I know you said to me multiple times, we don't need to go and rehash all, but when I asked you and I was like, hey, does the figure look good? You said, yeah, it does, but it's not worth the money. That is your opinion, and that's what people feel about that. But to turn around and say other figures, oh, this just doesn't look good. I mean, come on, man. I respect other stuff, but the shit on stuff just for the sake of saying that Wonder Woman looks totally awful. And just like people were saying on display, the hair doesn't look great. You got to play with it. So, it is just what it is.
I thought that Wonder Woman was getting passed around.
It was actually, to be fair, not to sound like defending, but it was. And I think it was at MRC, or even I think it was Monica who said that it was getting moved around multiple times because people were taking shots. And to be fair, Bretta said the same thing. He called out a few people that were posting it online when they were comparing the Wonder Woman, like the promo photo and what was in hand where the hair was all poofy. And even Bretta said, why don't you try a different photo when it was actually done the right way? Because it was moved around a lot of times. So and to be fair, I don't expect this. I expect to have to tool with the Wonder Woman out of the box. I don't expect to open that thing up and say, whoa, like, it's the gold box from Pulp Fiction where it's like, it's just going to go right on the shelf. I'm going to expect to have to play with it and like get it the way, just like people did with the In Art rooted stuff. So when people were picking those photos apart and saying, hey, this or that, it's a cheap shot in my opinion, and I'm not trying to rehash anything like that. I really want to switch the focus to other things that we want to talk about. But
just real quick though, if anyone has ever had either the Hot Toys Empire or New Hope Chewbacca or the second version with the face issues, you literally had to use the comb. Again, Hot Toys gave you a comb to make sure the fur was done right out of the box. So again, if you think Wonder Woman is going to be bad, Hot Toys knew it was going to be so bad with packaging. They literally gave you a comb for Chewbacca to make it was right. So again,
either way, like I said, those who lucked out on it want to wait for something else. All power to you. I want to switch focus to the Flash. I was running that video in the background of MRC's. By the way, these are all MRC's videos. So anyway, MRC's videos is what I've been playing, and we'll jump back to that. The Flash figure. So this came out pretty controversial. I guess people were waiting for it. I don't want to say pretty controversial. It's just because of Ezra Miller, I guess we're saying. People were surprised. I mean, not surprised we got Michael Keaton first, then we got the Ben Affleck version, and then we got the Flash. And obviously, I was interested to see people's points about this, and see, because obviously this figure does have its character controversy with Ezra Miller as the character himself. I did pre-order this one because I do want him. He will probably go in my makeshift Justice League display because I do need the Flash. Real quick, I just want to do a rundown on the panel, then I'll open up to you guys to talk. Don, are you getting this Flash figure, or are you undecided, or you're passing?
I'm going to be honest with you. I had no intention of buying Flash or this version. And again, since now I got the 2-pack, the only one I would potentially look at is the Nightmare version, the armored third-party version. And again, it's not because of who's playing it. It's just Flash. For me, it's not a core essential figure. For me, it's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. That's the Trinity for DC. Anything else, is villains. And again, it's nothing with Ezra. It's just, for me, the Flash is kind of like a third-tier character.
I get it. So, I get it. Mike, what are your thoughts? Are you... Well, I will be more direct, and then you guys can kind of expand on it afterwards, because I'm going to ask you guys a more straightforward question. Are you planning on getting this figure, passing, or you're kind of like you got to see the movie first to kind of see how it is, where you're at with?
I'm 100% passing on it, no matter how 100%. Good the movie is. Just I never bought him as Barry Allen. Not anything personal against Ezra Miller. Just his portrayal of the characters never moved me, really.
Yeah. Sean, what about you?
So I did pre-order it. Yes, I do feel dirty for doing it.
Well, you're going to touch on the main topic that I'm going to ask you about. Yeah.
So I like the ring that it comes with. For posing the character, I'm going to do it with the helmet on and with the yellow goggles over it.
The lens, yeah.
And that's how I would pose it. But I did order it. And that's really it. And we got to all remember, too, is he's just accused of stuff right now. He's not actually, he hasn't pled guilty, and he hasn't been convicted of a crime yet.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Well, that being said, so CMB, what about you? Are you getting it, or are you, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to be getting it, just so that way I can add him to my, because I didn't get the other Flash. Because I didn't like the original armored up look. This is the suit that I was wanting for Flash to be rocking anyways, So because there's more of the comic book look. So this is the Flash I'll be adding for my Justice League, and I can separate the person from the character. But I'm gonna do the same thing as Sean. Like I'm gonna have the mask with the goggles on. So to me, it'll just be Flash. It's not gonna be Ezra Miller because there's plenty of other characters that have come out that even if the movie or the show was bad, I've still gotten because I can separate, like I said, the show or the character or whatnot from the actual figure. Like point in case, Morbius. I thought that was a really bad movie, but I like the figure. So, and that goes with my Spider-Man universe.
Well, that's what I want to open this up to. So when this figure came out, it was pretty much the general consensus that I felt with it was that people either didn't get it because either for a couple of reasons, and it was a hard one because a lot of people would, I think the whole thing with Cyborg coming out was getting released or getting announced again when they did the Snyder cut was kind of hard because people had these Justice League, you either had people like Sean, did you have a Justice League already? I only say you, Sean, because you have a lot of figures, obviously. So, but like, did you have an entire Justice League assembled just without Cyborg, or were you not really trying to create a Justice League? Like, I don't know what your DC
at first I had all of them except, and then I sold Aquaman and Flash.
Okay.
And then when they announced Cyborg, I did go on eBay and I bought Aquaman.
Okay.
But for the Flash, I haven't been in a hurry for it.
Yeah.
And the prices are kind of crazy.
Yeah. Fair enough. So I think that's kind of what this is. I think for a lot of people, this Flash might be their Justice League Flash, either because they hadn't assembled Justice League or started getting the like for me, I got the Justice League late. It started with the Batman. I had Justice League Superman and I had a BVS Batman, but then I got the 2-pack, so I had the black suit, and then I have the Aquaman from the Solo movie, so he's going to be my representation, and then I have 84 Wonder Woman because I like those colors. So like I'm kind of making my own version of Justice League, and so this is going to be my Justice League Flash. And ironically, I like this suit better than the Justice League Flash suit. I don't like the hosh posh pieced together Flash suit. I don't personally like that one, but the reception I found online from people was, to be fair, it's what I expected it to be. People either, I think from what I gathered, people were either buying one and not displaying the head sculpt, like they don't want the head sculpt shown, they just want like this, or they're passing on it altogether just because they just don't care for Ezra Miller, they don't want to support. And it's, to be fair, like we don't got to go down that kind of debate about people's morals and where you lie. I'm all for that, whatever you feel about buying it. But I think ultimately what I read online overall from the community was kind of the reaction that I expected from it. Now, as a figure, I think this thing looks badass. Like I think it does. I think the sculpt is undeniably that's Ezra Miller. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think it just looks fantastic. Even with like the sculpt, it looks really great. Like I almost want to kit bash like I'm not going to go to that extent. Like he's not kit bash worthy where I would take this sculpt and like make a third party figure of him. Like he's not worth that time for me to do that. But I contemplated buying 2 of these, one with and without, and I'm not. I just got the one, and I'm just going to leave him with the suit on because he's going to go in my display. But I mean, I think it's really interesting, like I said, because he's got USB. It looks like the function light up. Now, this is where, if you guys want to chime in, this is interesting. So USB on the figure, and it looks like the chest logo lights up, and the rest of it, I think, is going to be like the
it's UV.
The UV.
Yeah, it's UV.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would have been badass if they were able to. I mean, I can understand that's a whole nother level of engineering to like make all of these lines legitimate USB. Like that's a whole nother level of technology. And I don't think the price is incredibly bad on this. I mean, you're looking at $290. I mean, if you look at the price on this, what are we at? We're at $290 for him, right?
Yeah, $305 I think for Keaton.
Say $290 plus $305 for Keaton plus. How much was the Batman in cycle? 6?
It's
644,
50,
right?
644.
I mean, you're knocking on.
I think it was like 656 or something like that. It's some weird number.
For 3 figures, you're looking at close to $1,300 before taxes and shipping. I mean, this is rivaling. I mean, I know it said No Way Home is pricey. I mean, but No Way Home had a lot of characters. I mean, and it's kind of overall looking at the pricing of this line. I don't think personally this is an outrageously priced line of figures so far.
Well, I'll just say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Based on what this Flash figure's body might be, it's a modified Iron Man 3 Stark mechanic body. Because you remember, he had the arc reactor and then he had the battery set up in the back. This is nothing more because the Flash symbol, for the lighting purposes, is the same size as the Stark body. Yeah.
Yep.
So basically,
this is pretty much the Miles 2020 suit body, because the Miles 2020 suit is USB powered through the back like this, and it has a light up functions. So,
it might be that too, but it's a reused body.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, those in the chat, let me know what your thoughts are. If there, who's commenting in the chat, like what are your thoughts on this in terms of like in the live chat? Are you guys getting this figure? Are you passing on it? Like, where is it fitting in your collection? Is it going to be? I'm using the Batman figures to make my own Batman display. I'm gonna have an 89, a 92, and I'll stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just here to know people's thoughts about this because, like I said, the reaction that we got from this is kind of it wasn't anything shocked. I thought the price at $290 was pretty fair for what it was for the sculpt. I will say, guys, and let me know your thoughts. I actually, I'm going to say this and then sound like an idiot because I know, like we talk about it all the time. These figures are in R&D a year and a half, 2 years before. So obviously, I think that I'm going to answer my own question. I was going to say, are you guys shocked that we got an Ezra head sculpt with it? But in my head, I'm in my mind now, saying the question out loud. I'm not actually surprised because this figure was probably in development 2 years ago when all that crap with him was kind of going down, or all that stuff. So Hot Toys, I feel like already was committed on we're doing a head sculpt with him. But nevertheless, I'm still surprised we kind of still got the head sculpt. I mean, are you guys surprised about that? That they went all in? Like, they went pretty all in on this figure for something that's shrouded in controversy with the actor. I think they went pretty well in on him, giving him a head sculpt, the USB, and a reasonable price. It's a pretty good complete package for someone that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the head sculpt might have been a contractual obligation through licensing rights because, again, The Flash is supposed to be Ezra Miller's own movie. So when, again, a certain character is highlighting in their own movie, they're granted certain, rights with far as licensing. Again, with toys, with merchandise, they're supposed to be the main character, so they're going to get potentially the most merchandising rights. Again, the Flash movie itself has been in development for 8 or 9 years. For all we know, this deal might have been signed in 2015. And at this point, Hot Toys has to abide by the terms of the contract because, again, like other people are saying, Ezra is innocent until proven, otherwise. So Hot Toys has no legal grounds not to make a head sculpt.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to look at it differently, though, in China and Hong Kong. You're guilty until you prove your innocence. So that's a little bit different than what we go off of here.
True. Yeah. That's a whole nother story we could talk about for 8 hours.
Yeah, we also don't know how he's portrayed in their version of tabloids and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know. They might not even be too aware of it. But
Yeah, that is true.
I want to clarify.
Go
ahead.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say that I agree with you.
They're a business, They're a business, so they're not going to look at the stuff that's going on as far as like Ezra's drama and legal issues. They're looking at it as a business standpoint. They're just trying to make money by selling toys. Then they're not going to be like, oh, we're not going to make this because of his issues. If they signed a contract, then that's what they're going to be obligated to, and that's what they're focused on. They're focused on dollars, not his personal life. They could give a damn about his personal life.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is? The reviews that I've watched, like from fans and stuff, actually say his portrayal is fantastic. The duality of character that he plays on both sides, how he compares and contrasts to himself, they actually said it's one of his best performances that he's done realistically playing both characters, which is interesting. Not interesting, but that level of.
I hope it is. I hope he's great in the movie.
Listen,
to clarify what I said before.
Yeah.
Sorry, my internet's a little weird if I'm talking over you.
No.
But I agree with CMB, like as far as separating and just wanting to have that representation on your shelf. And it could be like, well, I love the comics. This is my opportunity to have a Flash. Or like for me, not getting it was easy just because I don't collect the Justice League. So, I'm just more of a Batman collector than a DC collector. So it was easy to just not collect them. But if I had a Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, like this Flash would be a no-brainer because I think the figure is fantastic. It looks fantastic.
I really hope that I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what we're going to get this week if we get anything this week from Hot Toys. I really hope that we get. I don't really care much about General Zod. My selfish side of like, oh, I don't have him. I'd like to have him, but if we don't get a super, I know it's been it's going in the comments. I really hope that if there's, let's say we get one more thing, like let's say the armory, right? I don't count that as a figure. That's like a diorama piece. I'm assuming if it's that way, but let's say we get the armory. I really hope they give us Supergirl. Like if there had to be one more figure, like an actual 6-scale figure, I don't know if you guys know, but like I watched. There's clips online that you could watch, like minute clips they're posting. I watched the clip of the younger Flash modifying the 1992 Batsuit. Like they showed the clip of him with the duct tape spray paint. I mean, it's cool. And then him shaving the ears off. Like that made me want.
I'm staying away from all of that. I'm waiting.
No, it's not giving. I know I'm not that kind of guy where it ruins it. I mean, I didn't care. But my whole point is that like I really wanted. I know Sean laughed at me. It's like it's I think it was Sean, right? You were calling it the garbage suit. I really would like to see that 1992 Flash suit. I wouldn't mind that, but I'm willing to sacrifice that. I'm willing to sacrifice Zod if we got a Supergirl. Like if we got rid of those two and they gave us Supergirl and that was it. Like if we got the Armory and Supergirl and they called it like that was it. That's all you're getting from the Flash. I would be so happy. Like
she'd
so
be
happy.
Great.
Like he says, we all want a Supergirl. Like her.
She'd be
What's that?
No, I was agreeing with you.
But if the rumors that I've heard are true, and Hot Toys releases some figures based on those rumors, my head will explode. And there's one in particular. So I think there might be more surprises ahead from this film for us.
Oh yeah, I believe me. I've know probably the same rumors you're talking about, and I mean, once this movie actually releases, we're potentially looking at 7 to 10 more figures they potentially could release. Not that they will, but they have another 7 to 10 figures that could potentially pick and choose from for Toy Fair exclusives.
No, that's and like what Nico says here is that they won't do another Zod. The first sold so poorly they literally had to give the figure away, as great as it is. I'm not shocked. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't give a Zod. It's just one of those where I guess I'm chalking me up to being selfish because it's like I don't have them. But then here's the thing, which is fair. I think of Zod as a Superman villain. So like if I had him, he wouldn't fit in my collection the way it is right now because my Superman figures are tied up in Justice League or my black suit is, with the Nightmare scenario. So like Zod would kind of be, a little out of place in the collection. But I would be selfish and saying, hey, if I got him, hey, and the sculpt was great and it was like a 1.5, I'd be like, all right, I'll get it. But I would sacrifice it if we got Supergirl. If they say, like, if you had to sacrifice that and the 92 Flash suit, like the Batman, for Supergirl, it wouldn't even be a thought. I'd sacrifice that all day. I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it because you can get Zod on the secondary market for damn near close to retail.
Yep.
So
absolutely, absolutely.
Like if they don't drop Zod, then you can always just go back and get the original Zod. Which that's where I'm thinking. Like I hope we get a Zod, but if we don't, then I'll probably just go back and get the one. I'll just get one on the secondary market,
along with this beautiful. I know this is the life-size armory, which, like I said, this is credit to MRC Collection Ventures, who took some footage. Those are the videos that we've been watching, previously. It was all from MRC's page. But does this get you guys hyped up in terms of?
No, it actually makes me disappointed because I thought the actual suit with the face mask was Scuba Batman, not Halo Batman.
Yeah.
I'm actually disappointed
because we couldn't see the wings until we actually got a clearer picture. Once you saw the wings, then you can definitely tell that's Halo.
And I love how they call the first one the Cape Crusader, the original, the Cape Crusader. I love it.
But
I'm really excited for this. Like I really am. This makes me really, really hope that this comes home. I mean, we see this, and then we see the 6 scale version. For me, I like actually how they're all on separate platforms, which means that you can display them however you want as a collector. So like they had them kind of like in the half moon style. But in my case, I would build, I don't know if you guys can see like behind me, my Star Wars shelf, I had built risers. I have risers on them. I would actually have them lined up on the back, like on a back riser, and then like Batman in the center. So it gives you some flexibility as a collector to display it how you want. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I really hope, let me scrub through.
Telling you, dude, you should build those risers and sell them. People would buy them.
There you go. So we got a lot displayed here. Enter the Dragon, a lot of all WB stuff. There's the 84, the Golden Armor, which I have that one. I really like that a lot. But I just want to get your thoughts, like when you guys were watching these videos overall. Like you guys can just kind of speak freely. I'm allowing you to. I said that's a joke. But watching this video, man, does this get you guys hyped up for this stuff about what could be coming in terms of the armory? And I know we're going to get to the Patterson Batmobile and all that stuff that was shown. So, I mean, as that trickles in, you guys can talk. But just kind of open it up, kind of just giving some thoughts about seeing all this stuff. I mean, Sean, I haven't picked on you a little bit. So seeing all this stuff, where's your head at, so to speak?
It's really good. I know a lot of people are out there saying, oh, yeah, they're reissuing this, they're reissuing that. It's being shown right now. And there's no word on any reissues or anything at all. If they reissue something, regardless if I have it or not, hey, and if you want it, I hope it comes out for you and you get it. I really do. But I don't see like the camouflage tumbler being reissued or anything. But I actually love seeing everything like in video under some good lighting. Be able to watch all the stuff that they're showing.
Yeah, it's good to know that the figures actually look better in this lighting than in the dramatic lighting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the pictures that we have for pre-order and stuff like that are not really doing it justice lately.
Right.
because this video alone is doing a better video and better. Probably, I mean, it's making me want specific things more.
Right?
Agreed.
Isn't that funny? I thought the same
Yeah.
thing too. That the promo pics from the last few really have sucked. They really have.
And
They've been really dark.
Really bad.
Very dark, and then the photoshopping is
No, it's not good.
like, I have most of the stuff that's on pre-order that they're showing already, but it's just making me appreciate it more.
It's not fixing that bell sculpt though, unfortunately.
And I've never seen the camouflage tumbler in person, but the colors that are shown in the video, making that stand out more, makes it look better than what I've seen in the past.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate the lighting here, seeing all the more details in every bat suit.
Yeah, absolutely. This also makes me more annoyed that Sideshow does not do cons anymore. Because
well, what's interesting about this, guys, about the Flash movie specifically, and I think that's where a lot of mixed emotions were, we never really got official promo pics from this movie. A lot of it was screen still caps from the trailer, like just in high res. But like, for example, I know for me, when we got this, when they released the modern suit, speak of the devil, the photos of the Hot Toys modern suit were really like the first time that we even saw the modern suit, and like we actually even saw the suit, you know, like right here. We never really got really good photos of Keaton in the suit, except for there was one leaked image that was leaked out of him standing up and down. But like in terms of getting like all the intricacies of the suit, we're getting them from the Hot Toys promo pics, you know, just like the Ben Affleck figure and the bike. You know, the only thing we had to compare that figure to was the trailer, which is heavily CGI'd. Like, it's beyond. That's the one thing that's the criticism I expected, is that they're saying that the CGI in a lot of areas isn't that great, especially on Ben Affleck. Like, it's very noticeable that they superimposed him on. It is what it is. We'll wait till see. It's not going to deter me from anything, but you know, that's why the figure, like the Ben Affleck figure, you know, you're dealing with the price tag, the faceplate of a no-name person, you know, a basic plate, and then you're also seeing the suit for the first time. And I got to say, and actually even Connor said the same thing, I was actually kind of turned off on the suit. Like, it wasn't actually as good as what I thought it was going to be. Like, from the trailer, it looked really good, but seeing the figure, I was kind of like, the suit kind of like, it took a step down for me, then it's a step up. That's just my opinion. But going back to what you're saying, Sean, like these videos and stuff, like this stuff's better than the stuff we've been getting from Hot Toys.
And like, one thing I do, like, we haven't seen yet, and probably will never happen, is I want to see the Keaton Batman suit that was supposed to be in Batgirl. That's never gonna. That movie.
Supposedly, it's the same suit that's in this one, but it's unconfirmed. Like, it's
That's
so.
what
Yeah, it looks different though. Like, I
Slightly.
showed you that one picture. It has a little differences, but
Yeah, but overall, I think it was meant to be identical. But you're right, though. There was and there's one photo of Keaton in it, which is like a really blacked out image, and then they had a couple images of the stunt guy, of the stunt double, in that. And CMB,
Ryan.
I want to jump to you real fast because I just happen to freeze it at this point, and you want to say what you want to say about it.
Oh
No,
gosh, the McFarlane toy version of Dark Flash with a Hot Toys
I was
price
pretty upset
tag.
about this.
right? It really is.
Hot Toys gets an L for
I
this
mean,
one, 100%.
Yeah,
They get an L
dude,
for
this is Spider-Man 2099 all over again from across the Spider-Verse. I mean, you literally look at the McFarlane Toys Dark Flash and this is literally just a 12-inch version of that, but with a Hot Toys price tag on it. For me, it's just going to be, that's an easy pass. I
Look
do
at that.
not want it.
like uncanny. Like,
What
they
is
get
the difference?
Yeah.
there isn't any.
Just-
They get an
just-
L for this.
It's
one. They
literally
get
going
an
to
L.
be the height size and the price tag. That's the only difference.
It's
Like,
literally
They're using the same
I wanna say steel.
face too, with the
Expression.
mouth wide open screaming.
Yeah.
I
it's
don't wanna
almost
say
like
steel.
the
I didn't-
knockoff
I didn't-
Groot with tree rot.
Yeah, I don't want to
Because
say
it's-
steel, but it's like uncanny that the faceplate. I mean, I get it. Like, we'll see the movie, and if the screaming expression is justified, like, okay. But watching it now, yeah, it's like it's uncanny. It's
Dude,
uncanny.
I mean, this is across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2099 all over again with it just looking like a cheap toy.
I think it's
they're gonna-
worse.
I hope the
think
figure
it's
doesn't get
worse.
released. I hope the figure
Yeah.
doesn't get released, but it probably will. But like,
That
like,
head sculpt, that specific scream, if you've seen some of the newer trailers where they now are actually showing Dark Flash, that's the scream he does in the trailers or the spots where the actual like black portion is running over his face. So that scream is specific to when he's almost being changed into Dark Flash, where the black is coming over to him. So that's specific to what we've already seen from again certain things.
I think it was an L for them to even go this route, because I mean, Dark Flash in the comics looks like, you know, he's got the skeleton zombie-like face, but his suit is just black, and that's what I felt that they should have done, was kept it in that range, give him the skeletal look instead of what we're getting right here. I think that this is just, for me, it's an L, and I'm not picking that figure up. Nope, not whatsoever.
Even the CW Dark Flash would have been better than that.
I really hope they don't.
CW Dark Flash, they stuck with the comics. They gave him that zombie skeleton look, and they gave him the black suit. They didn't give him this weird rock suit.
If we get that Flash figure, and we don't get Supergirl, I
would be angry.
Like that. What's that?
I would be angry because
that's one where
I haven't even seen the movie or anything at all. But I like the design of the Supergirl costume, and I actually want it.
I love it. I love it.
I like the trailer parts of her and everything, but we have to watch the movie to see if it's going to actually be good or not. You know,
I would choose her as a figure over the Dark Flash for sure.
I'm telling you now, we get
to me, it's going to be a wasted slot. You know, with Across the Spider-Verse, I could understand because Miguel O'Hara, he's one of the main characters in that movie, so of course they're going to make a figure of him. Did they drop the ball on that figure? Yeah, because they made it look cheap. But with this one, I hope it's just a flex move, and then they actually have that slot reserved for Supergirl, because I would rather that Dark Flash just be a flex, even though it's a horrible flex and it looks like trash. I'd rather it be a flex move and they actually produce Supergirl.
See, I've been hoping that they do the Reverse Flash as the causality for everything.
Yeah, see, that's what it should have been, because I mean,
that's what I was hoping for.
He's supposed to be the reason. But I mean,
Rusty Bronco, we're all thinking what you just said, so don't worry, buddy.
Nice jeans, by the way.
Exactly. I mean, I'll just say this: of all the prototypes,
hold that back up, please.
What'd you say?
No, of all the prototypes that Hot Toys have ever shown at conventions or events, Dark Flash actually has to be at the very bottom. And again, we're including anything they've ever shown that hasn't been produced. We're talking like Yellow Jacket. We're talking Crossbones. We're talking the figures from Valerian. This may be one of the worst prototypes Hot Toys has ever shown.
What's that? The Flash?
Yeah,
Dark Flash.
Dark Flash.
Dark Flash.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like I said, it's going to be awful if that's like if that actually is a slot taken up for that. Like I get it, but I don't know. Anyway.
Hey Ryan, before we move on, just a quick point, and I could be totally off, but in the Batman Armory, the 6 scale version, not the life size.
Which one? From
when
the
they
Flash,
show all the So what I think I noticed is that, does it look like those the cowls aren't hollow? Like they've got the magnetic plate inside there? Maybe to answer the question if these are going to be full figures or just.
It looks like there's some type of mannequin inside of it.
It looks like there's something inside right there. I'm trying to blow.
Well, look at the gray one. Look at the gray suit. You can see.
Yeah, they have a mouthpiece inside of it.
It's a mouthpiece.
So that's I'm thinking that they are going to actually produce these as full figures then, because I know that was kind of a question that a lot of us had, whether they were just going to be hollow.
Like it looks like it looks like there's a piece over it that gives it hollow, but it does look like there's something over it, like that's covering, like there's something in there, like right there. Like here, it doesn't look. It looks like there's something right there.
Yeah, you can really see it with the blue and gray suit. You can see that there's a gray faceplate. See, you can definitely see it
where it sits in there magnetically.
Yep.
So maybe that answers that question. I don't know.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think they are going to do all of the armory suits. However, we're not going to get them in 1/6. They're going to pull the Iron Man move. We're going to get the mini armory, and each figure is going to come with its own Batman display. And you can link all of them up.
They did that with the Arkham Arkham series too. They did the 1/12 scale stuff.
How do you feel about that, though? That's kind of not.
That's not what we want.
No, it's not what we want.
Not giving Howie ideas.
I mean, it's not what we want, but again,
1/6.
But here's the thing: is Howie going to drop all the R&D to 8 potential different molds of Batman? from one
they're gonna
movie.
be. I think they would just be power post figures, as simple as that, to try
Yeah.
to keep the cost down on them, and they're just gonna be there. They're meant to be displays anyway, guys. I mean, like we got the 89, you got the 92. I mean, my only wish is that I know they did the 89 2.0. I know it's not under the Flash banner. It's under like the Batman WB, so to speak, because they kept saying they're going back into the vault. I do hope that they go back in and they give us like a 2.0 of the Batman Return suit. If they and drop the 2-pack, like it could just be the suit by itself. Like I don't even care. Like because I really do. I missed out on that one. You know, I really hope that the 92 they go back in, they give us the 1992. I really love that suit a lot and would complete because I have the 89 already. But I really hope that they kind of use the excuse of the WB banner and give us the 92. I always felt the 92 made more sense because it's prominently used more in the movie because the Flash is taking that suit and modifying it and using that. And on top of that, the new modern suit is like a 3.0. It's the next evolution from, and I know we got the whole backstory. It was meant to be the next suit, but it has more characteristics of the 92. The 89 was just a cash grab of saying, hey, here it is. We're releasing this figure. You know, we did some upgrades to it, but those who missed out, there you go. Bat Fever. And, you know, there it is. But like moving on, like, you know, they're showing us everything. You know, they're showing us the Justice League vehicle, the Tumbler, the Bat. You know, obviously they're breaking out all the vehicles, showing us everything. Some stuff that, you know, we never saw. The camo Tumbler, which looks
Give
really
that to
nice.
me. I want that.
I'd probably go for that over the black one. Like I never had the Tumbler, but I probably would go for that one. And then obviously the main, you know, when we're talking vehicle wise. Yeah, this guy right here. This is something that, you know, was teased before last year, I think it was, saying that it might be coming. And then here you go. There's the Patterson, you know, the Batmobile, which I think it's just badass looking. I like the stripped down design, the basic muscle car look to it. I've always liked this vehicle, this version. Right now, as a collector, like I said, you have the opportunity. Yost is doing it. He did an update on it a month or so ago on Mafia's channel. He did an interview with Mafia, and he gave like a status update of where his production line is going right now with it. And he's doing 2 versions if people are interested. He's doing a clean version and a weathered version. I don't know. I mean, either way. So he's working on those. And then if Hot Toys does theirs, you know, this is the version that you'll get, which is weathered, you know, to an extent. It's an intricate piece. I was listening to Yost talk about his, and we're not getting into the debate about which one's better. You know, obviously that one's like 1,500, 1,600 for it. It's up there in pricing. I think he said on the stream, if I recall, that in terms of individual pieces or parts, that the vehicle has over like 300 plus, and it's all because of the engine in the back, the complexity of the engine, which is pretty, you know, it's an impressive piece. One thing to note, and even Monica talked about it, is actually where would you, I think he made a joke on his post, like where would you even put the figure? And I kind of thought that like this little split here, you might actually see like something come off, like if you wanted to put the figure inside. But he made a joke about, I don't even know where the figure would actually go inside this vehicle because of the way it's designed. But I don't know, it might be, I don't even know if the door would open or something like that or whatever it is. But it's a cool looking piece. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to jump around. I hit the wrong button. It's a cool looking piece. I do hope that Hot Toys delivers and does bring it to collectors, if anything, for people to have a choice, because I know it will be a cheaper value than the Jazz Inc. one. And like I said, I'm not getting to that debate about which one's better at this point in time. We can have that discussion for the 89 Batmobile because we'll have a head-to-head on that.
Can you just go back real quick?
Yep.
You had Batman and you had the symbols above him.
Back more?
Yeah. Because when I see that, I'm thinking, oh my God, that's literally when Jim Carrey had everybody captured and he put all the Batman logos up.
Tell me when to stop.
You might go forward a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it run. Oh, waiting on you, Don.
Yep, I'm watching. Yep. I'm looking for where they had all the Batman symbols above Batman.
Oh, yeah. Well, it skipped past that.
I thought it was before that.
Okay, but you understand what I'm talking about. That literally looked like, you know, the cavern. When Jim Carrey Riddler put all the Batman symbols up.
Yeah. So what are you guys' thoughts about this? I mean, obviously about this vehicle here. If Hot Toys did this, is this something that would enter your collection?
Yes.
Pretty straightforward. Yes or no?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've had faith this was coming from the day they teased it, so I'm not going to lose faith now.
Sean, you said yes?
For this vehicle, no. if they do a camo tumbler 2.0, or even one where they have the additional armor packs, you know, you can change out the 30mm cannon for the air defense missiles. I'm going to be honest. If they do a chocolate chip tumbler, I will buy that day one, and I will buy more module cases for it.
Yeah, I love this vehicle in the film, and I love it. I mean, I think I would love it in person. I'm just haven't gone down the Pattinson Batman rabbit hole yet. So
You will.
You will. Yep.
I feel like I will. I mean, I am tempted to pick him up, the deluxe with the base and all that.
There's Connor. So, wait, I'm trying to get out of this. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the wrong button.
Because I really do like that suit. And if you guys know Lee Bermejo and his Batman design, it was really pulled from those designs. Yep. And I'm a huge Bermejo fan. So I'd
Batman
be all
Damned and Batman Noel.
You know it, man. I freaking love it. So
me too.
I even had
spoke about that. So.
Yeah. So, and he did some. You know, he contributed to the film as well, some design work and stuff like that. So it's definitely an homage to his work, which has a place in my heart, so to speak. So yeah, I should get that figure. God damn it. There's another one.
Rusty Bronco, when Jazzing announces Hot Toys teases, but usually never produces. Well, they did
DeLorean. Oh, did I say that?
But unfortunately, I can't give them full credit because they shit the bed on the DeLorean. So it's like that was a license. That whole. Yeah, that's probably the only one.
I'm not saying Hot Toys did it better. I'm just saying.
Oh, they did it. They did it bad. They did it bad.
Yeah, it still came out is what we're saying. Yeah. Like
But nevertheless, this is one of those where it's like but like the engine, all the stuff, if it's a USB, it's USB right there. That looks so awesome to me. And I'm really looking for, like, and you know what it is, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, it would be a financial reason because I have the 89 Batmobile. I have two of them. I have the 89 Batmobile from Jazz Inc. and Hot Toys, both on order. I just can't get into another Jazz Inc. vehicle. Like, I can't stack those up. I just can't do it. So like if this one came out, I'd probably do the Hot Toys one. To be fair, and I'm saying this because you're paying more money, I would expect the Jazz Inc. one to be better quality than the Hot Toys one, and that's strictly just because of the price. I mean, I'm not really trying to go down that rabbit hole, but usually if you're paying more money, you expect the quality to be better. But I'm willing to sacrifice because it's just the amount of money, and I want this next to my Patterson Batman figure 100%. This one looks pretty, it just looks badass. It just looks really great. And with Rossi Bronco, I think
it's a muscle car with a freaking turbine engine in it. Like, no matter who makes it, you can't make it wrong.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not big. And like he says, it's not big on features. So it's not like has collapsible wheels. It's just the money is in basically overall shell of the car, and what's behind the car is that engine. As long as that's nailed, I mean, it's going to be represented really great. And
I not think there's a risk. Sorry.
Yeah, go.
Do you not think there's a risk of this looking plasticky, for lack of a better word? That's the only way in my it could fail. Yeah,
100%. Absolutely, 100%.
If Dad does the paint or there's not the proper clear coat put on it, yeah.
At least it doesn't come with pinstripes, so you don't have to worry about crooked lines.
That's true.
And again, I mean, I'll be completely honest. I know we've talked about Jazz in the past. I think his dioramas are awesome. Like, I tried to grab his second run of the Hoth base. I missed it. My issues are with his vehicles. Like, his dioramas are amazing. And unfortunately, when I've been looking at certain things, I've been too late. And if he had certain dioramas still available, I'm not going to lie, I would grab them right now. Like the Hoth one, or even the Death Star diorama for the Palpatine base, I'd grab that. But he's only done certain runs. He hasn't done like a Death Star base run in 2.5 years.
He actually said there's a lot of stuff he did as passion projects, like a lot of Star Wars stuff. People have asked, like, why don't you do more Star Wars? And he admits that he did a lot of it as passion projects to appease and also himself. And he's taken direct losses on it. That's why he's actually gotten not out of it, but the DC stuff is more profitable and people want it. The Star Wars stuff, he took a lot of losses.
Well, I mean, and let's be honest too, though. The DC stuff he's also legally allowed to make. Whereas if he makes another run of Star Wars, he's going 50-50. Someone's going to see that.
That's obvious. No, that's obvious. Yeah, of course, absolutely. But as I said, I mean, that's another debate for, like I said, I'm getting both. I'm getting 89 Jazz Inc. and I'm getting Hot Toys. So I'll check them out. I love 89 so much that I went all in on it. It's one of those that, to each their own. But yeah, it's that one. I would probably get that displayed next to the Batman. So, I mean, and then Sean, you said you would do the Batmobile.
Yeah, from the Batman. I would.
Yeah. Now you have the Batman on order. I have mine paid off.
I
from
do.
Hot Toys. You do as well.
I do. I have that. I have the Bat Signal and the Bat Cycle.
I love the Bat Cycle. It looks
You know what
Yeah, I missed
shocked me? Look at this Arkham line. There's no Nightwing in there, even though they teased Nightwing being in development. Was it last year or the year before at the summer showcase with Sideshow? They showed Nightwing coming soon. But if you look at this, there's no Nightwing. That prototype's not in there. I think that they scrapped Nightwing.
Yeah. And see, the line has been pretty good. The only thing that ever sat on the shelves really was Harley Quinn and Batgirl.
Yep.
Everything else sold quickly from the Arkham line.
Yeah, anybody else get the did you guys get the light, the Bat Signal?
I did.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it too. Yeah. It looks nice. It should look nice. It should look really nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice. I like the design of it.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. If I want to look for a bat light or a bat signal, I'm going to go and try and source the Officer Blake with the actual light from Dark Knight.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's nice.
I just like the concept of how they created this shape out of bending the metal. It's just really clever.
Geeked up on Mars and Saturn toys doing more 66. Yo says he'll do some of those ones, not mass. Yeah, that is true. Like I said, Mars toys they're going deep on the 66 line. You are right about that. And Yost did say the same thing in that he's exploring doing figures, and he's doing a lot that 66 is a passion, and he wants to specifically do figures that are not being done, like the oddball ones, the characters that aren't being done, villains from various Batman movies and things like that, the Mr. Freezes and stuff. It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, you can't critique something that's not out, but it's going to be definitely a tough market, because Mars Toys teased an awful lot of stuff. They teased Arnold, Mr. Freeze, Danny DeVito, Penguin, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman. They're doing 66 also. So as I said, it's not our problem. It's not our problem because if they want to. I'm saying is real fast. It's not our problem because if they want to make the stuff that's on them, it's just more for collectors to choose from. Options are just better, just like the Danny DeVito Penguin. I didn't pre-order it. Who's that company that made the one that's already out, Sean? I know you pre-ordered it. Who's that company that made the third party?
Give me a second. I'll look it up.
Yeah, whoever they were, they made that, and then Mars Toys is doing theirs. So I mean, whoever wants to keep making them, it's just more of an option for collectors to choose, what they think is the best version. So I'm going more power to them.
Don't forget, Mars also teased 66 Riddler and 66 Penguin.
Yeah, and Mr. Freeze.
So, Mr. Mom, quick question, and you might know this better than me because you're more of a hardcore Batman fan than I am, especially with the 66 series. So, is the 66 series licensed separate from the 66 movie?
Oh, I'm not that of a hardcore to know,
because I'm just thinking, why don't we? Because I know, like Juice has announced, he was potentially doing the copter.
Well, 66 is licensed by Fox. Fox owns the 66 Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, or is it the series or the movie or everything in total?
They own everything. Fox owns everything 66 Batman wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything involving Adam West is owned by Fox.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I just didn't know at that time if there was a separate movie deal.
Yeah.
No, it was all Fox.
Yeah, so the Penguin is ran by Eternal, and it's they named it Gentlemen of Crime.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, Gentlemen of Crime. But like I said, it just gives options to collectors at the end of the day. So I mean, you can't fault them, if they all want to make them, it's great. At the end of the day, the collectors win because you get the choice of picking what you want to do. But the 66 line is very popular. A lot of people, it resonates a lot. It's a shame because, Hot Toys, once again, tease stuff, and they tease the 66 Batmobile. It doesn't mean that they'll never not come out with it at this point. Yep, I see that, Sean. Thank you. You just sent me the link for it, the picture. you know, they're a habit of teasing stuff and then not putting it away and then bringing it back out again. I bring this up real fast because, oh man, I missed the comment. Someone made a comment earlier. I think it was some guy made a comment. I'm trying to dig back and see it. Oh, some guy made this comment. He said, any chance that they will update Stunt Flex Sculpt? I'm banking on no, not at all,
Nope.
because this is what it's going to be. The stunt actor that actually, hang on a second, I don't want to get his name wrong and see, because I know people originally were saying that, you know, it's the stunt actor that they're doing. I mean, obviously it's not. The actual stunt man who did the work for Ben Affleck in this movie, his name is, let's see, 1 second to see. His name is, trying to find it because I was just talking to him the other day.
Mystery Batman. Wink, wink.
Yeah, no, I have his name somewhere. He's not. He's a stunt guy. He's a stunt actor that did all the work for him in this movie, and so he's a very specific character. He actually did the work for Patterson in the Batman also. So he has a very distinct feature of it. You know, I put a picture up online about it, not saying that, oh, this is the guy. He is different. It's bothering me now because I literally just spoke to the guy like a couple days ago, because I actually reached out to him because he actually wants to do an interview. I wanted to see if he was interested in doing an interview on my channel, and I wanted to talk to him about his time on the, you know, in doing the, there, Rick English. Rick English is his name. I apologize. So Rick English is a stunt performer. He's a 3-time World Stunt Award winner, and he did work on the Batman, No Time to Die, Mission Impossible, Fast and the Furious, The Dark Knight, Ghost Rider, Kingsman, and Inception. So and so he did all that stunt work, and I actually have his Instagram up. I mean, his name is Rick English. Sorry. Rick
you know, the funny thing is, as soon as you said that name, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm an Inception diehard.
Yeah.
Rick English is an OG pimp in the stunt game. Like, he literally.
If you look at his Instagram, it's pretty insane. So I reached out to him. I hit him up. I hit him up, and I was like, hey, what? You know, I was talking. You know, he's not like stunt guys. They're not like famous where like they reach out to you and talk to you about stuff. You know what I mean? Like they'll have conversations with you. And so I messaged them on Instagram.
They're real.
Like, hey, oh, yeah, they're real guys. It's what they do. And so we were talking and stuff, and then he turned around and was like, yeah, I did all the work for it. And I checked out his Instagram, and he did all the work. He did all the motorcycle stuff for Patterson in the beginning of the movie when he was dressed up, all covered up, and even him as the Batman. He did all the motorcycle stuff is like his specialty, but he does other stunts and stuff. He did a lot of the church sequence in the Kingsman, the church sequence, that big fight scene. He did a lot of that stuff as well. In the Inception, he did the hallway scene when it was rotating. He did that kind of stuff. So, yeah,
in the hotel where it's supposed to be. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All that work.
Yeah.
Ryan, you said you've been in touch with him?
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times now, and basically I asked him. I didn't do it in conversation because I asked him if he wanted to have like an interview style conversation like I had with Carl Newman from '89 Batman a few weeks back, and he was like, "Yeah, 100%." He goes, my schedule's a little tied up for like a week or two, so him and I are trying to arrange something. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. He just wants to talk about stuff, and he wants to talk about his history and the stunts and everything. And I mean, just judging by looks, and I'm sorry, if you just look at it. It's not him. The sculpt is not him because he has a very distinctive look.
Like,
and
he's a better looking guy than what's depicted here too.
There's a picture on his Instagram of him in the Patterson batsuit, and he looks really good.
A buddy of mine is a stunt guy. He's friends with him, and he's been in the Batman with him. My buddy was in Inception, Wonder Woman. So I know you've already been in touch with him, but I was going to say, I could probably connect you to him too. But.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I love talking to those guys and getting their backstory. But yeah, you look at this, like that's not him. So it's obviously like you want to call it an idealized version of Batman if you want. I mean, and it's been known. I mean, I read articles that obviously it's all CGI for him, and they just superimposed Affleck on it. So I mean, it's what it is. So unfortunately, guys, if you're gonna get this set, this is what it's going to be in terms of the price of whatever. So this is what it's going to be. So if you're going to get it, a lot of people are holding out to see how it is in the movie, but it definitely has some issues. And I think we addressed it in a stream last week where, the coloring looks off on it. it definitely looks like it's all CGI, that they definitely went in and did a lot more color saturation in post, where when we brought up the comparisons, this actually looks like the stunt suit that was used before it went into post, and they did alterations. Like they went in and did, you know, post cleanup on it. If you look at the photos of Rick in the suit as is on the bike, this is almost exactly what the suit looks like in terms of it had a split cowl design. The color looked more darker. It didn't look as vibrant as it does in the trailer. So it kind of stinks that, you know, but this is what it looks like. So that's the version that looks like Hot Toys went for. And then it looks like in post, they cleaned it up and made it much more vibrant. The saturation looks much more high. It looks higher on it, like a really true gray and blue. So that's what it is, man. So, I agree. But yeah, so this is going to be one of those where, you know, collectors are just going to have to make a decision. Do you want to go in on it or you don't? Because I don't think Hot Toys is going to be changing anything. So, but that being said, guys, I was
going to say, why couldn't they just go look at the comics, take inspiration from Greg Capullo or Jim Lee or a million other depictions of Batman? Because this guy doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before. That's my only issue with it. As far as the face.
It's basically an idealized version of, they just did Joe the Plumber as Batman. I mean, just,
right. No, this is Batman kit bashing his own armor. Like, crap, this is all I have.
Yeah. If they would have taken the inspiration from the comic characters, then they would have had to get likeness rights from Capullo or Bermejo.
I know. Yeah, I don't mean like exactly.
I think this is just, they're doing it for a generic take, so they didn't have to do
likeness to anybody, so they don't have to pay for it.
Because it's already been proven that Ben Affleck said no to all toy companies for his likeness for the Flash movie. That's why if you look at all the toy companies who are producing Ben Affleck's Batman from the Flash, it does not look like him whatsoever because he said no to it all.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I blame J-Lo. I think J-Lo told him because she didn't have a toy, he doesn't get to have a toy.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's the anti-toys. So it's
Yeah,
the anti-Callista Flockhart experience where she's telling Han, sign your likeness, get every dollar you can.
Han.
Hey, quick,
calls him Han?
Go over to Hasbro and order those self-made pictures or head sculpt of all and everybody send them to freaking Ben Affleck right now.
That's funny. So I got like 20 minutes left. I wanted to wrap up around like 8:15, 8:20, but I do want to do a couple things first before we end. And one of the things, since Don and CNB, I have you guys on here, so I might as well do it. So I'm going to film a video probably tonight when my daughter goes to sleep. It'll be like a 3-4 minute video. But Don, you remember this guy?
Oh yeah, thank you, brother.
Yeah. So we're going to do a giveaway. I never did one before on my channel, so it's kind of new. So we're going to do a giveaway on my channel. I'm going to film a video tonight, just basically like a 3-4 minute video, just kind of giving the specifics. But you're going to give away a Star Wars Assault Tank Commander. This was graciously donated by the fellas over. I'm just going to lump you all together. The fellas, you know, the Geeking Out, you know, community. Don, CNB, Nate, you know, I love you guys over there. But you know, Don specifically sent it over. He took care of the shipping and packaging, but it's kind of a little thing for all the guys together. So I do, there you go.
Great figure.
So I got this. So we're gonna do a giveaway on this. Real simple. I'll just make a video and you guys comment on there. You got to subscribe to the channel, you know, like all the typical stuff you do. I don't want to make it too crazy, but it's just a free one to give away. It's in great shape, comes with the shipper box, everything like that. So like I said, I'll be filming that probably tonight and I'll upload it tonight for the channel. It'll be really quick to do. So there's just a look out for that, guys. And then what I'll do also, instead of just going all in on it, I'll do 2 Sideshow gift cards as well. So they'll basically be like 3 prizes. So it'll be gift card, and then the figure. The gift cards, I'll do at least 25 each, but I might do like a 25, a 50 to kind of move it up. It's nothing specific. 1,000 subscriber, 15. It doesn't mean anything. Just want to do something. I haven't done one before, so I figure screw it. Let's just do it. And it's a free figure. There's no obligation to anybody really to do it. So just watch the video. I'm targeting probably 2 weeks. So I usually stream on Sundays. Next Sunday is Father's Day. I'm probably not going to be streaming because I'm going to a barbecue and stuff. So I'll probably set it to like 2 weeks and we'll do it as a live one. So like we'll do a stream and then we'll just pick out the winners. Like we'll just pull up a generator online and just do pick someone from there. We'll do a gift card, and then we'll do the figure. I know coordinating schedules. Don, I'd like to have you on. CMB, you're like a regular here. So Don, I mean, just to support and just be there. I'd like to have you on, of course. So we'll coordinate.
Awesome. Yeah,
and if
definitely.
for any reason the date, and if the date doesn't work out,
I'll make it work. I'll make it work. You tell me the date, I'll make it work.
Yeah, if we can't do 2 Sundays from now, we do the following Sunday or something like that. But I'll do it live. So I mean, I haven't decided whether or not I would prefer it to that whoever the winner is. I prefer them to be live in the stream. That way, at least people can acknowledge and congratulate and that kind of stuff, versus just like some random person that no one knows. So I'd rather you be present in the stream to acknowledge acknowledge the gift and make sure everything's coordinated and stuff like that. So we'll figure that one out, but we'll do 2 gift cards and we'll do, like I said, we'll do the giveaway here. I'll film the video tonight. It'll just be simple, just, a video, and I'll pop it up on the stream. And then the last thing I want to do, and people are going to make fun of me for this, but I really don't care. So I made a video. I should pull the video up, right? It's a little embarrassing. You're watching stuff of yourself from like way back when. So I made a video way back when on my channel, where it was a video about top 10 tips. What did I even call it? I don't remember what it was. It was 10 tips for collecting Hot Toys, but it wasn't to anybody. Like I wasn't trying to like give these tips out to somebody else. These are basically like, I made this video 7 months ago, and I was collecting Hot Toys for about a year now. Year went to making this video. And obviously you learn stuff as a collector as you go on, and your habits change either for financial, space, what have you. And so I made a video back then, and it was basically like 10 things I wish I knew when I started collecting Hot Toys. And they were pretty basic stuff like, financials, space, what have you. This was the original video. Oh man, I still have, my beard was longer. I still have, it's embarrassing to watch. I still have the pink beanie. Let's put the beanie back on. So I have the pink beanie still. And I had DTOFs, which was like, whoa. And the lighting was really bad. And so it was like, it is. So anyway, I made this video, and like I said, I wasn't trying to be a preacher and saying like, oh, you're giving it. This was tips I would give myself. Like if I could go back in time and say, hey, Ryan, for you and your situation, check these things out in terms of advice on space and stuff like that. Like the DTOFs, I wish I would have got rid of them sooner. Financials, I wasn't budgeting figures. I mean, these were like basic things. So I thought, I was having a conversation with Nate like a week or 2 ago. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I think maybe I'll come up with 10 more tips like for myself. I'm not perfect. I say stupid shit all the time. People roast me all the time and say stuff. Yeah, it's a Mr.
Welcome to the club.
Mr. Mom Inception. Yeah, I just, and to be honest with you, when you're on here streaming, do I put my foot in my mouth sometimes? Yeah, 100%. I'm human. I make mistakes. I think about stuff I say, and I go back. I'm like, that didn't age so well. Maybe, my opinion on this, maybe it's not the same. Or maybe my opinion evolved. Like Jazz Inc. I made that as an example. Like I wasn't like, I didn't say I didn't like not care about them, but like I didn't think I'd be ordering a figure from them, so it's like, and like this, so I made some tips. And so I just wanted to show these for you guys. I know it's a topic that we kind of ran over on some other stuff, so we're kind of cramming this in 15 minutes, but I just wanted to throw this out there. And once again, these are tips that I wish I would have given myself additional, part 2, right? And my first tip that I would have given myself is this one right here. There are going to be like tickers at the bottom, and you guys can like chime in. We'll have a couple comments, but my first thought is, or opinion, or advice to myself again would be that don't let reviews sway your opinion. For me, when I don't watch as many reviews anymore. I used to watch a ton of reviews from other YouTubers, and I'm not doing it to criticize like other people did reviews. I never let them sway me on buying a figure. I was never someone that I was on the fence about of a figure, and so let me go watch a review and see what that person's thoughts were, and then think about it. I don't let reviews sway. If I take a dud, if I take an L, I take an L. On figures. I don't let them sway my opinion. I only watch reviews on figures that have come with, like, let's say, for example, the Hot Toys R2-D2 Attack of the Clones. I watched 1 or 2 reviews on that because I wanted to see all the accessories that the figure came with. That's it. I don't let reviews sway my opinion. I rarely watch them anymore. What do you guys think about this one? Do you guys just roll, general conversation? Do you guys watch a lot of reviews on other stuff? And you guys seem all pretty rounded that you guys pretty much, if you're buying it, you're buying it. You're not letting anything kind of sway you either way. Would you guys kind of?
No, actually, you swayed me today, dude. Your review
Oh, no.
of your review of the Patrick Bateman figure. I did not like the way that sculpt looked in the promo.
Yeah.
It looked like just the texture of the skin looked really weird to me in the promo pictures.
Yeah,
Your
I had the
review
same
showed
feeling about
that it was much better in the review. So I can't say that reviews don't sway me necessarily, because
Well,
they
see, that's
do.
an
I mean, they can
example
make
of
a figure
Patrick
look
Bateman.
better.
I was rolling on getting him regardless, so I took a leap of faith on it, and it worked out
okay.
for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't watch
I was
reviews. Yeah, I don't watch reviews. I'm either going to get a figure or I'm not, because I mean, I'm going to make up my own decision. I don't let others try to sway me on what to buy. I either want to buy it or I don't.
Yeah, I'm with cigars. Since we started, doing stuff with Geeking Out almost 2.5 years ago, I've probably only watched 10 or 15 actual review videos in that period. It's literally I'm looking at the photos, I'm looking at the blogger stuff, I'm looking at the promotional photos, and then I'm actually looking what Hot Toys shows is included with the figure. I mean, for me, that actually makes more relevance for me rather than what someone shows. I want to know what's included with the figure, meaning what can I do with the figure in my display, not what someone is showing me what they're doing with their figure. Now, granted,
absolutely,
a good blogger photo, a good display photo will enhance, so I'll buy it even more. But at the same time, like everyone at this point, I'm not looking for justification to buy a figure. I'm going to buy it whether or not. So at this point, if I'm going to a review, I just want to see if an accessory can do something, or I can take parts to display them in a certain way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
100%. And Sean, I already kind of know you're a man of you march to your own beat, the bearded bear. You seem like you just buy what you want and call it a dice, right, sir?
Pretty much. So I'll go through, and if something comes up for pre-order and I want it, I'll order it. If it's something I've considered but I'm not positive, and it eventually comes like in stock or somebody gets it, I'll watch it to see what it's going on about for the review. But I won't just watch one. I'll usually watch about 3 or 4. If it's something I'm hesitant on buying, I'm curious to know more about it more than anything. Just because I have like an attachment to the character, or I just like that specific movie. But the pictures for when it was announced were not the greatest, and I'm still second guessing on it based off of the blogger photos. So I'll just wait and see. And like, for example, I had John Wick on order and the face sculpt looked like crap. And I eventually, let me rephrase. I was going to order, but I never liked the pictures of John Wick or anything at all. And then saw some of the reviews, and it just reinforced that it didn't look that well for Keanu Reeves, especially after they had just done the Neo from the first Matrix, and that head sculpt looked amazing.
Yeah, so it's not like reviews sway you. I mean, you could have the sound off and see that it's just another look at the figure.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like I said, to be clear, and I appreciate the feedback. These are just comments for me personally. Like this feedback here, when I say like, "Oh, don't let reviews sway your opinion," I want to be clear again. This is not me telling other people. This is something for Ryan. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like talking. If I go back in time and say, "Hey, here's some additional stuff," like kind of, and that's always worked because I'm willing to like if I see a figure that I want, like the Batman and Cycle. If I get that, it is going to be what it is, like knowing what I'm going to get. And if I get it in hand, it's like the Batman Begins. I got that figure was a dud, like just everything that came out about it, but it's just one of those that sometimes it is what it is. But for me, if I'm ever on the fence about a figure, I'm either just not going to get it or I am. But a review, I don't ultimately let a review sway me because that's the thing with reviews. There's so many of them out there that it's hard you could watch 100 of them and still be undecided. So for me, I just choose to not let it impact my buying power decision. That's just me.
Well,
I do appreciate other people though. Like Rusty's saying that my review helped him keep the DeLorean. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, if you're happy with that, I really appreciate that. If I did something for you, I mean, that's awesome. I really do. That means a lot to me.
But that also directly ties into the stuff we were talking before we went on the stream. Like reviews can't influence your purchases, right? And one of the things that I was saying is there's a difference between an actual YouTube reviewer and someone who's reviewing a figure with an affiliate link.
Well, we're going to get into that one.
Influencer.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Let me get through a couple of these tips because I know we're running out of time. Let me get through a couple of these, and then I know when I'm going to bring you guys back in. So my second rule for myself a piece of advice, and that was a silly one, but I do see people say this, is that don't be afraid to deconstruct your display and start over. And what I mean by that is, like, if you have a huge section like Sean behind him, all those figures. I mean, look at my display behind me. My middle shelf is in condition, and my top one is in disarray. Like, it just is what it is. When I was collecting and I had like DTOFs and stuff, yeah, when I put my figures in like display wise, I would be like, I display it one way, and then I just kind of wanted to leave stuff the way they are, like, And I always wanted it to be like my figures have been like this for 2 weeks because I'm doing stuff, and I have to leave figures like this sometimes. I mean, I got figures laying around, like Wonder Woman's here. I got Batman over. I mean, my stuff is in disarray at the moment. But you know what? Sometimes it's got to be that way because I have a new vision of how I want my display to be. So sometimes don't be afraid to just break all your stuff apart and take everything out and just sit there and kind of start from scratch. It's an ever evolving collection. And that also means for displaying, you shouldn't have to put them in the display and then walk away and that's it. You want to break it all down and redo it, more power to you. My next thing is, especially what's going on with Hot Toys. Bottom line is, if you want something, just buy it. If you're going to go through Sideshow, don't wait for it to go blue screen. Don't play the games. Just because there's a lot of figures now that are not hitting the blue screen at times where they're not hitting in stock to potentially get that daily deal. They're selling out like that. They're going waitlisted faster. So ultimately, like today I saw the Mark V was like $270. I mean, that was from like a little bit of an older stock where they were sitting around for a while. But I'm talking about the stuff that's going on like right now, where if there's a figure that you want in hopes to save some money, if you want it, just get it. The savings you're going to find somewhere else. And one of my other tips that I have is going to help you that with the savings. Meaning, don't just buy through Sideshow, but that's definitely one of those things where, like, if you just want something in hopes to save $20, $30, I'm talking about like on this new stock, for example, because I think the batches are smaller and they're going to go through them a lot faster where they're going to sell out before they even hit in stock. So is it worth trying to pinch and save 20, 30, $40 and lose out on a figure altogether? That's just a piece of advice to myself for that matter. So there's definitely stuff that I just pre-order as is, pay retail, but I have ways to save up on to make some savings up on another figure. So everything kind of checks and balances itself at the end of the year when the books are closed, so to speak. My next piece that I would tell myself is stay in my own lane and what works for me. What works for me as a collector may not work for Sean. It may not work for Don. What Don does with his collection may not work for me. How he buys his figures may not work for me, or vice versa. I budget, maybe someone else doesn't. I'm just talking about that overall wise. And this is something just to remind myself, is just to do what works for Ryan, Mr. Mom, and don't worry about what other people are doing. If Nate wants to army build 3 figures, that works for him. If Sean wants to buy 6 figures, that works for him and he can do that, all power to you. That's awesome. You know what I mean? That's my whole thing, is that we're all individuals here. We all offer our opinions. We're all just shooting the shit at the end of the day. We're all friends, having fun, interacting with other people in the community, just staying in your own lane and just doing what works for you. My number 5 topic or a piece of advice I just started learning, and I have to credit the Nate Meister for, is always have a side piece. And what I mean by that is, always have backup sites. Backup sites. I thought that Sideshow was the end-all, be-all, and it was for a while. I bought a lot of figures from them, but realistically, they're not now. I use Off the Racks. Don has hooked me up with some sites, CMB. So, always have a side piece, and that's basically just means have your backups ready to go. Off the Racks is a very good example. Free tax, no tax, no shipping. And if you use Connor's code HTH for Hot Toys Hotline, you save $15 on a figure. So, like, if I pay for something retail at Sideshow just because I want it and just it is what it is, I can save some money on Off the Racks on a couple other figures. I just got Heavy Mando today from him, Paz Vizsla. I got it for $15 off, plus I won't pay shipping or taxes on it. So I'm going to save money on that versus going through Sideshow. It's just a fact.
Wait, I need to drop what is tax?
Yeah, of course you do.
Oh.
And as always, I just roll over it and I ignore it. So,
Hey,
but that's just
Ryan, to that point.
it's just an example though of when you're buying figures, how you might overpay or on one, but you'll make up the savings someplace else. So have your backups ready. And I just learned that only a couple months ago because I was afraid of deviating off a sideshow, and it's the best thing I ever did.
I have a store within driving distance of you and I that they'll create an invoice for you when the figure comes in. You can pick it up in store. So you're not paying shipping. And I tried it out. I was skeptical because they don't take any NRD or anything. And I got 3 figures from them. They shipped it from the warehouse to the store. I picked it up, and it was great. So it's good to have a backup like that. You're paying all at once. You're not paying in installments. So there's that downside to it. But at the same time, I could just go there and pick it up. So no shipping.
Yep. 100%. Collector Joey, what's going on, my friend? How are you? I know you're coming in a little bit late, but I hope you're doing well, my friend. Check out Collector Joey. He's got his own stream. He streams kind of all he's different times. I think he's a little bit later at night because I think you're a different time zone, if I'm not mistaken, my friend. But you're doing streams, stuff like that. So definitely check out Collector Joey if you haven't already. He's doing some great content on his channel as well, my friend. I hope you are doing well tonight. What's my next piece of advice? Just because we're at the halfway point, just so people reminding me, we're just going through some pieces of advice that I wish I would have given myself collecting Hot Toys or in the whole 6 scale community. So the next thing, which I'm not at that point, but it's okay to take a break. And what I mean by that is it's completely okay to stop collecting for a little while. Just because you collect doesn't mean that you have to continue. It's an end game that it continuously keeps going. It's okay to stop collecting for a month or two. We're all adults. We all have bills. We all have finances. Sometimes we just can't consistently afford these figures every month, whatever it may be. So another piece of advice would be definitely it's okay to take a break. Like when people do that, it's like, or even on social media, for example, like I'm slowing down, not doing as much stuff. I don't do as many. The Patrick Bateman review that I dropped today was the first review I've done in like 2 months, a video I've done. I haven't done videos in 2 months just because other things are more important. And, there's other people putting reviews out. I did it as a passion project for them, really. So it's okay to take a break in more ways than one, whether it's social media, collecting, whatever it may be. So that's another piece of advice is that it's okay to take a break. I know there's other people out there in social media that are doing the same thing. They're slowing down, not streaming as much, or picking and choosing their battles, not doing reviews. I used to do reviews all the time for stuff. I stopped doing reviews because, it is what it is. So that's another piece of advice. And then might get into some salty ones, but be careful of third-party figures. What do I mean by that? As fantastic as they are, they can be extremely dangerous. A lot of third-party figures are really rivaling or equaling Hot Toys quality in terms of the sculpts, things like that. It's very dangerous when these NRDs are like $15 and then they don't come out for 6 months to a year. And you start dropping NRDs on stuff, especially things like Mars Toys, who are going really heavy on like 66 Batman. And when they're fulfilling the needs of figures that Hot Toys won't, but then you have these pay in full invoices that hit you from 1/6 kit or wherever. And then you just realize that a year later, you're committed to certain Hot Toys. You really got to plan out third-party figures. They can be very dangerous, as good as they are. Like for me, example, Mars Toys, I'm only doing 89 Batman figures and 92. Like that's all I'm doing. I can't get involved in a lot of the 66. I do have the 66 Joker, but as of right now, I can't get involved in all that other stuff because it'll be too dangerous for me. Realistically, I like a lot of the third-party stuff out there, the Terminator figure, things like that, but I just can't get involved. I have to pass. Someone's shooting off fireworks right now. My dogs are flipping out. Can you guys hear that or no?
The dogs.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Someone decided to shoot fireworks off like 2 houses over. My dogs are going
and
crazy.
You just got a super chat.
Oh, Collector Joey, hit that like. Collector Joey, thank you so much, my friend. I do really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, my friend. And like I said, you didn't have to donate. I really do appreciate that. Gives me a chance to use one of my videos that I made, right? Which one should I use? I use the famous Don loves my videos of my daughter. They're just so cute. So I thank you so much, Collector Joey. And a thank you from Gwen Stacy herself.
Thank you.
So there's my daughter. And Sean, I'll give you one more. You guys want RoboCop or you want Ghostbusters?
RoboCop.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night. buy that for $1.
There you go. Daniel, thought you were going to go in a different direction with this third-party topic. Yeah, listen, I talk a lot of shit sometimes, but I think sometimes I surprise people with what I say. So no, they're great, but just you got to watch them because they can stack up awfully fast. Like here's an example. I have a third-party Punisher figure I ordered. I don't even know what is this. It's the X-Face, the face pool. Hero Toy face pool. It's like it's a third-party Punisher figure. I totally forgot I ordered it, and it's still on order. Like I'm gonna get an invoice for like $170 one day. And I'm like, what is this? I don't even remember what this is. Like that's how bad it is. So just be careful with third-party figures. Just be careful. That's all I'm gonna say because you could spend a lot of money real fast. I got 3 more, then we'll call it. Take social media with a grain of salt. I mean, really, it's what it is. I know it's a stupid, redundant one, and people say social media is no good. I'm a victim of it. Daniel knows, and I say that as a completely friendly joke. Him and I get into some nice arguments back and forth. Gentlemen conversations, I'll say that, online. Online, honestly, doesn't help anybody out. I mean, I do think that, honestly, in my opinion, it's more negative than positive, although it should be there for a service to help people. It's a great resource to find stuff, information on figures, but there is more negativity overall. It really is. And so just be careful. You know, you put stuff out there, you do expect to get negative feedback or people are going to challenge your opinion. You just got to have thick skin about it, talk about it. You know, and sometimes I'm victim of it. I get caught up in it saying stupid stuff all the time. I'm human. Everybody else is. I'm man enough to admit that. I'm trying to dial back on social media a little bit myself overall and just kind of enjoy what's going on and kind of being more surprised about stuff. So take social media with a grain of salt. And like I said, these are just things that saying it to myself and just being reinforcing. And then my last 2, it's okay to cancel figures. It just is. Sometimes you order stuff, you get caught up in a lot of things. You're pre-ordering stuff because once again, Denobi says it. You can be an NRD collector where you're collecting NRDs like Infinity Stones. Oh, $15, $25 here, and then Infinity. And someone might have an Infinity Gauntlet, or buy one by accident as a joke. But the reality is that you can start pre-ordering all these figures, and yeah, they don't come out till next year, no big deal. But then when you got to start making these payments, you're like, holy crap, these things start stacking up on one another. So just like I said, it's okay to cancel them, but just learn from your mistakes. And you have things stacked up, and you realize that they're pre-orders of maybe past you or made some mistakes. Just learn from it, because you can cancel a bunch of figures, man, and those NRDs that you lost, you're not gonna be able to get them back, and then next thing you know, that's the price of a hot toy.
Yeah.
And
Ryan, as a new collector, that's a thing. It's because it's so hard to predict. You're paying a figure off, and then 6 months later, something else or a new line starts, and you're like, "Can I afford all of this? No. Do I need to look back 6 months behind me and say I don't need that stuff anymore?"
Yep. You're curating your collection, and you're changing your mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters Plus collector, a woo to you, sir. I know you just put up a video a few minutes ago. I got to watch that. So Ghostbusters Plus is doing great stuff. He just put up a video, I think, about the DeLorean, the Mark I, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely go check him out. And happy Ghostbusters Day to you, my friend. I think it was a couple days ago. So happy Ghostbusters Day to you, a fellow collector and ghost head. And my final one, which is going to be a little hypocritical, controversial, whatever it may be. Salty, is just don't trust YouTubers. And you don't have to trust me. I'm just here with some friends talking stuff.
Damn, you're going to take that knife and you're going to be like,
to myself.
It's all good. It's all good.
But Don's going to elaborate because we had a conversation. I say don't trust YouTubers, and there's more to that. That's a very clickbait statement right there. Like, I'm not saying don't trust don't trust YouTubers. At the end of the day, we're all people online just talking, giving our opinions. Yeah. You don't have to agree with us. Don't. When I say don't trust, we don't even know half the people. Like, we see people online like they're friends, but there's multiple people that pop up in the live chats, and there are common familiar faces, Big Dog Pound, pop culture, what's going on, everybody. But the reality is, man, YouTubers are out there to have fun. They're talking to their other friends about this stuff, and they're just giving their opinions about it. I know we get into heated debates and conversations. We're very passionate. It just means that everybody is passionate about this hobby. Don't trust Ryan, but totally trust him. Yes, yes, Costa. Yes, trust Costa. Don't trust me because I don't know what I'm talking about.
And I'll just jump in this. The
Yeah,
conversation
you go ahead.
we
You
had
finish it
was
off, Don. I'm done.
the caveat was don't trust YouTubers who have affiliate links for you to buy that figure they're reviewing and they're saying is awesome. Certain figures, Toys Wonderland. Oh wait, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
You said it, not me.
Yeah,
So-
I know.
I got
Just
suckered
saying.
into buying. Yeah, I bought overseas, and maybe they're not all bad, but we'll see what happens with Toys Wonderland and Pop Collectibles for me.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I think a lot of people get caught up in the whole YouTube game. I did myself, streaming, you're getting hooked into it. Just remember what it is that you're sitting there watching. I watch some streams, there, here and there. And like I said, it goes back into don't take it too personal. Don't take it with a grain of salt. And I have to remember that myself too. But you're just watching people online talking, and you're sitting there commenting, interacting with. It's just a community forum to interact with. I think sometimes it gets taken way too seriously, and also the YouTubers themselves take it way too seriously. None of us are millionaires. None of us are going to become famous. We're not, movie stars. The 160L community on YouTube is a very small one. It's much smaller than I think sometimes we think it is. I know there's some big names in the community and everyone's doing their own thing. I get that. It's just, when I say don't trust, that was a clickbait title, but the reality is that just, we're all just here to have fun and talk about this. And it's a passionate hobby.
Mhm.
And that is the one thing that I can at least say. We're all passionate about this. So don't take it too serious. Enjoy it. Collector Joey says it nicely. We all have a unique understanding of this hobby and it's beautiful. Yes. All opinions vary. You could watch 5 different streams and just get a unique group of people. And I think that just sometimes it gets taken more serious than it is. I did take it much more serious. I'm being more loosey goosey as it is now. You kind of see this, how my stream is kind of more rogue. We kind of just do whatever we hear, and everyone does their own thing that they do. But that's kind of the reason why I want to start doing my own stream, because I just want to say what I want to say. If you don't agree with it, it's perfectly fine, man. At the end of the day, I know that realistically what I say is not overly influencing anybody, maybe 1 or 2 people. If it does, hopefully it's in a positive way. But I just wanted to start my own stream just to have fun and talk to these guys here. I talk to these guys every day. Don, CMB, Sean, Mike. I literally talk to these guys every day or every other day. Like this, we don't get together just to stream. We literally talk every day. So the conversations that you see us having are the same shoot the shit conversations we have off stream. We're just having them on stream and interacting with other people. And I think that's how it is with other streamers. So I think the YouTube game sometimes gets in people's heads. It got in mine. And I think people just take it a little more seriously than it needs to be. So when I say don't trust YouTubers, I just mean that, everyone relax and have fun. And if anything, it just means that we're all incredibly passionate about this hobby. And that's a great thing personally. And I love everybody here. I love the people I disagree with. I love the people that I agree with. I don't, everyone's just, we're here to have fun. And at the end of the day, this is second. This is not my life. My family's first. This is just a secondary hobby. The YouTube thing, is just to have fun. That's all this is about. And I'll give you guys.
When you're saying don't listen to YouTubers, I think you're more putting out a general warning that don't directly listen to YouTubers doing reviews that have a direct financial directive objective to you buying something or not. For lack of a better terms, we're putting, just like you, we put out our stuff just to put reviews out. We're not going to make money whether you buy a figure or not, unlike other people. We're doing this because we love this. We want to give our opinion. We're not going to make $1 whether you buy a figure or not. That's the difference, what I'm thinking.
It's like movie reviewers. Like, who the shills are. Who's getting the free seats, the free tickets. So you don't really take their opinion too seriously.
Well, guy, what we really got to look at is just perplex all situations and just truly define what we want to go over. And we just do it ourselves without any, cheese poofs coming out there or kitties being dildos and tell us all these things we do and don't want to hear. Just like what Ryan said, You want to say
just respect my authority. Respect my authority.
You guys are.
But, I have my little segment there and Don just decided to come on and just freaking ruin it, It's like he wants me to respect his authority. Well, I was quiet when he was talking. Now He's just trying to interrupt me just because I got the spotlight on me right now.
Damn you, Kyle!
Dude,
I'm going
honestly, I'm not gonna lie to
you.
you, Ryan. I don't even know anything you just said right now. I was zoned out. I was choosing not to listen to you.
Well, that's your little problem. This is supposed to be your show.
Shit.
Yeah,
You should be listening to what everybody says on your show.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. We're just here to have fun, dude. At the end of the day, just to remind
Screw you,
everybody.
I'm out of here.
All right, see you later, Don. CMB, what do you got?
What's up?
CMB's about to go. What do you got? You're about to go scorched earth. What do you got? I'm gonna let you say one more thing.
No, I'm not going scorched earth, man. Like I said,
kidding.
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. We're just here to shoot. We're just here to shoot the shit. Who are we? We're at the end of the day, we're nobody. We're not making millions. We're not, famous. None of that. We're just a group of guys and friends who talk about a hobby that we're all passionate about, and we share that passion with everybody in the chats. You don't have to agree with everything. You don't have to disagree with everything. Everybody has their own opinions, their likes, their dislikes. At the end of the day, it's your money. Nobody can tell you how to spend it. And you shouldn't let anybody tell you how to spend your money because you work hard to make that money.
Or it's just given to you,
Or it's just given to you. Like,
well, Hot Toys, you're a sugar daddy.
Like, I had this hot toy given to me. So, right here.
And everybody else has pretty much covered anything else that I want to say, too,
Yeah, well said, everybody. Hey, just a reminder. I know we got like 35 in the in the live chat. Anyone tuning in now? Once again, I just want to I don't even know what I want to say. I'm babbling on. I just want to reiterate is the word. Yeah, this Star Wars Assault Tank Commander is going to be a giveaway. It was graciously donated by the people over at Geeking Out, Don, CMB, the Nate Meister, who's here in spirit. I'm going to be filming a video tonight, probably later tonight. 2-3 minute video. I'm going to put it up on my channel. And tell you how to, all the details. Probably do it as a live giveaway, like in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And I'll have some Sideshow gift cards. So we'll do some gift cards. We'll do this. We'll make it like a tier system. So not, it's not all eggs in one basket. Give people multiple chances to win. So this will be the main prize, but we'll do a couple of gift cards as well. Nothing specific. 1,000 subscriber, 1,500. It's just doing a giveaway. So I just want to get back to a few, and whoever wins, probably do it live. So do some live drawings. So if you're here to claim it, congratulations. Rusty Bronco says there are fans and people who actually bring these products into their homes and a select who turned it into a job. Hey, listen, man, works for them. All power to them. It's just, I think that, it is what it is. I think that I do agree with you on that. It's just on the viewer to make their own decisions and know what you're watching and just, do what's right for you and make decisions that you're comfortable with at the end of the day. Because like CMB says, it's your money. It's not anybody else's. So, Rusty, I don't disagree with you. I'm trying to think of what else. I did the Patrick Bateman review today, Iconic Studios. I put that up. I haven't done a review in a really long time, so I've done that one. Oh, and then another thing, because I think I'm special, and I'm not. I did activate, and I have some things going on for it, some perks. I did activate the channel membership, actually. So, like, if you're watching the stream, there's a join button there if you want to join and support the channel. What I want to do is I want to do something different where I want to try to get at least 5 members. And what I'll do is, aside from doing other I'm not doing multi-tiers like people do. It's silly. I just did one membership. And like I said, it's completely optional if you want to continue to support the channel. I'll use those funds to put back into stuff. And I have a couple ideas. One of them will be channel members, which is it's a common one where you can join us on live streams if you want. Like we'll do a stream a month where channel members can jump on with us also and have conversations. But I also want to do monthly giveaways. So if I get at least 5 channel members, and it's not like I'm not telling you have to, it's just if I end up getting 5, I'll do monthly giveaways to those people. So if 5 is the minimum, because then it helps me out in order to get stuff, but I'll do a monthly giveaway to channel members only. So every month I'll do a drawing, and whatever channel members are there are qualified for a giveaway. And it could be anything. It could be a Lego set, could be something, could be anything. It could be maybe a John Wick pencil from CRO Customs. Who knows? It literally could be anything. So it just gives me an opportunity to do that for the guy for that. So it was an option to add it to the channel. So I added it, but no obligation to anybody. But I want to wrap up here because we obviously went over a little bit, but I do appreciate it. We had a really engaging conversation. Had a great turnout in the chat for Sunday night. I really do appreciate. I love everybody that came and supported and challenged us with their comments and supported and not. I love it. That's the whole point of this is, if everyone agreed all the time, it'd be a boring world, I suppose. But to go around the horn, the Don Prime from Geeking Out. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your night, sir. New channel member.
You just picked up a member.
Carlito. Oh, I really appreciate that, man. Absolutely. Thank
hey,
you
brother
so much.
Carlito.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a channel member. I really appreciate that, man. I thank you for your support. And
First channel member.
I'll give you a quick thank you. I'll give you a quick thank you.
All right. Anything. Thanks so much. Thank you. Hope we can help you again. Coming through.
Yeah, there you go. My Ghostbusters one. So I said, I really, Don, thank you so much as always for coming in. Mike L. I'm not going to say the last name. I'm not going to fall for it. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it always. Jersey boy myself. CMB, my wingman. You're always there. You're my brother from another mother. I appreciate it, man. As always, thank you for being there as well. And,
always a pleasure. Always glad to be here. I love you too, bro.
And as always, the bearded bear himself, Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare, whose birthday just passed about a week and a half ago. Still, I'll say happy birthday for the hell of it. Why not? Right? Sean, you know I love you.
Well, you know, my heterosexual life mate. I do. And, you know,
Silent Bob, Jay, Silent Bob.
you know, you said you love me, so I had to bring that out. And but anyways,
so much.
please let your wife know that there's nothing going on. But no, on a real point, though, you know, we do this live and everything, and people and comments and everything come in, and we're just all talking about our opinions. If we all lived closer, it would be a different story. We could probably just not be on YouTube and either hanging it out at somebody's house, because some of us have enough room for everyone, some don't, or just go to a bar or something. And this is
we'd be drinking. Honestly, if I wasn't shut down on YouTube, we probably would be drinking right now on stream. But we would get like demonetized and shut down probably. So if we could do that, honestly, we'd be like, you guys can just drink, do whatever you want. So yeah, it'd be the next best thing. So.
But like I'm in Utah, Don's in New Hampshire. You know, we got Pennsylvania and we got Georgia,
Jersey, dirty Jersey.
Oh, yeah, Jersey.
I thought you had a funny way to pronounce Jersey, Georgia.
No.
Sean,
That's me.
Sean just,
all right.
Sean just goes, Jersey. Oh, all right.
Yeah, I go,
Eric,
Jersey. You can't pump your own gas in that damn state.
I know it sucks.
I know, you're not even a real man in that state.
Another member. Ow, chicka chicka.
Eric, thank you so much for being a member. I really appreciate it, Eric. Thank you for your support, and hopefully I can live up to it. And like I said, I'll definitely be adding more stuff to it. So I don't do tiered memberships where you pay more to get more. It'll all be the same. As I come up with better ideas of more stuff, everyone's equally entitled to it. So it's not like, hey, you pay for it. That's all BS. It's one membership, everything. I really do appreciate the support. I think, do I have another thank you? What do I got here? Let's try this one.
That's everything.
Thanks.
Thank you. In about 30 years. I hope so.
There you go, guys. I think we'll end it there. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your night. It was a great stream, probably one of the better ones we've had in a long time. I appreciate the support to everybody. And like I said, be on the lookout for that giveaway video. I'll film it tonight and I'll drop it tonight so you guys have enough time to check it out and everything. So everyone have a great rest of your night. Enjoy it with your loved ones. Enjoy your collection. Enjoy collecting. And we'll see you guys on the next stream. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Later.